What a treat we've got in store for you live on Talksport this evening. Euro 2024 pitting the winners of Euros 1984 and 2000 against the winners of 1988 as France take on the Netherlands. A host of highly talented household names on show. The majestic talent of Kylian Mbappe, though, only on the bench. Could be a huge blow for them, could be a massive boost to the Dutch as they look to avenge 2 defeats during qualifying and deliver a win when it really matters. Victory for either side will see them into the last 16. Former Scotland striker Chris Uolumo, Talksport commentator Joe Shannon alongside me, as well as a man who knows what it's like to win silverware with France, World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit. Let's hear from the Dutch camp very quickly. Netherlands fighting back to beat Poland 2-1 in their opening game thanks to an 83rd minute winner from former Man United striker Wout Weghorst. Liverpool's Cody Gakpo had earlier equalised for the Netherlands. After the game, his manager Ronald Koeman said he played really well, he was dangerous, we need to give him the ball more often. While speaking ahead of the game, Netherlands defender Nathan Ake told us how much he enjoys playing with Gakpo.
Yeah, I think we had a great connection. I think, the way he started the game straight away is on the front foot. He's very good. Obviously, I know him for a little while now. Tactically, also very smart defensively. The main thing is on the ball. He can create chances, scores goals, and the last few years he's been very important for the national team.
Well, Chris, one of the most obvious hallmarks, I think, especially the first half of Netherlands' opening game against Poland, was the way that Gakpo and Memphis Depay, the former Manchester United man, linked up and were very aggressive about taking shots on, dribbling at players. Tell me about that combination and what effect they could have tonight.
Yeah, it's massive. I think those three, I think Nathan Ake, Gakpo down that left-hand side, there's a real understanding there. I think that's where this game is won and lost tonight. That battle between Dembele and Jules Koundé, can they force him back? Can they be disciplined enough, communicate? But there's a real understanding between Gakpo and Depay. He likes to be direct as soon as he receives the ball. He drives inside, links up, and it's so important. The whole point of having that energy and quality down one side is to have end product. I mean, crosses coming in, opportunities at goal, and with the way that he does link up and comes inside, I don't have any qualms with him taking shots from distance, getting into the box, but the movement, the link up between them is outstanding. But it's so important that when every opportunity they get tonight to get the head down and drive at the opposition, they have to take it on rather than be defensive and allow France, especially those players, to get the ball and run at you.
Well, they'll want some creativity in the Dutch team as well. That's what they're always looking for, these fans. Xavi Simons, a PSG player but has been on loan here at RB Leipzig this year, 11 assists in his 32 games. That's the second most in the Bundesliga this season. Those three in tandem, Emmanuel, will provide real question marks, I think, for the French defence. At the heart of it, a man who's been so good in the Premier League, William Saliba, of course, like yourself, formerly of Arsenal. He's currently, of course, in the team. We expected a lot of him. He wasn't exactly at his best in the opening game. Any concerns?
Yeah, he looked nervous, the first 15 minutes. He lost some easy balls. And the position as well sometimes was a little bit complicated with Upamecano. But they play, 60 minutes before that. And then all of a sudden, Deschamps decided to change the two central defenders. So it's a huge gamble. But they did it right. And I think they finished very well the game. But with the Dutch players, especially Depay and Gakpo, communication with N'Golo Kanté, with Tchouaméni will be very important with the central defenders.
I believe so, and I think the atmosphere, Chris, might play a part tonight as we look around the stadium. Hundreds, probably thousands of Tricolor fans away to our left-hand side, the France flags always bring an extreme energy, but they probably make up 35% of the supporters we can see. There is a huge mass of this orange army away to our right-hand side who've been making great noise, and they have been making great noise throughout the day, throughout the evening in Leipzig. They have been absolutely everywhere you go. They've truly been enjoying themselves. It's exactly what you would expect. All the orange costumes, I don't even know what half of them are dressed as, these Dutch fans. They're absolutely bonkers, but it will play a part here tonight.
Yes, it will, but you look at the players that are on the pitch, when they walk out and they see this and they hear the noise. Now, these are big game players, they are used to that, and they use that to get to the intensity and the levels that they can do. But what I have to say, we were with them last night in town watching the England game. The French, the Dutch, all drinking together. Yeah. We had a couple of beers ourselves. They were They were outstanding. They were outstanding, and it's amazing to see.
If my partner's listening, like I said, we were home really early. But as we look ahead to this game, moving on very quickly. As we look ahead to this game, Emmanuel, what are you expecting in the
France
first
to
half?
win and qualify tonight, and then we can enjoy the last game of the group. But I think a draw as well. I'm not sure it's a good result. I think we have to do everything to do possible, to win that game tonight. Yeah.
You said it was a gamble with Saliba and Upamecano coming together, but it's a gamble that's paid off, and that confidence is just going to grow and grow and grow now, isn't it?
Finally, I think Didier Deschamps realized that Saliba is one of the best defenders actually in Europe. He made some comments a few weeks ago, and we didn't get it, in England. So I'm very happy that he put confidence in Saliba, and he's trying to pay back, his confidence.
Chris, how do you think Ronald Koeman and the Dutch side will try and restrict the many varied talents in that France attack?
Yeah, well, they have to be obviously organised, compact without the ball. I think they'll try the high press. I think they'll take a lot from how Austria set up, but I thought France, it was a very controlled performance against Austria. You know what they're going to come with, that high intensity. They've got good technical players that can play through any press, and once you get those first couple of passes in, no matter how perfect the press is, they have to then sit back and respect you. Tonight it's about what the Dutch can do with the ball. Where can they hurt the French? Down both flanks, I think. End delivery front front. Can they force the issue with the deliveries coming into the box? And they've got good players in there, aerial threats in there as well. But something that I did notice, that the few mistakes that Saliba and Upamecano did make, Manuel was there. He saved them, didn't he?
Two great saves, against Austria. N'Golo was named the best player on the pitch. He had a very good second half, but I think for me the best player was Manuel, the goalkeeper. Yeah.
Who concerns you? Who concerns you when it comes to the Dutch attackers?
Well, I think they have the power, to hurt our defense, especially on the transition and on set pieces, because they have very good players, on set pieces and corner. But we can do as well. The fact that Mbappe is on the bench, maybe the Dutch will think we can play higher on the pitch. This is exactly what we want.
It should be an absolutely scintillating match. There is a huge noise here in Leipzig as the two sets of players emerge onto the pitch. A wonderful scene of France national flags away to our left-hand side. Real pride and passion there, and of course it is mirrored away to our right-hand side. A huge lion, the crest of the Dutch Football Association. Big banner now going over their fans. Plenty of national flags there as well. It is just a mass of orange. The Orange Army here and out in force at Euro 2024. And it should be a simply magnificent match as the two players now line up against one another. Remember the situation too. Whoever wins this match will be through. If the French win it, they will be through as group winners. Plenty to play for. But Kylian Mbappe, the French talisman, the French star, will be sitting on the bench as everyone gets to their feet now for the national anthem of France, Le Marseillaise. Incredible noise here in Leipzig, if you can hear me. And now the national anthem of the Netherlands, the Wilhelmus. action as France meet the Netherlands in a game that could well decide the eventual winner of Group D. Both battled to wins in their opening matches, but also showed plenty of quality and will be confident of getting the win they need to make the knockout stages. Question is, can France do it without Kylian Mbappe? Let's find out in the company of the former Scotland striker Chris Guillumo and French World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit, who are with Talksport's Joe Shelton.
Thanks, Hugh. Good evening to you. While the likes of England and Italy have stumbled on match day 2, Spain and Germany have been the standard bearers in Euro 2024 so far. Both have maximum points, both into the knockouts, and tonight one of Netherlands or France can join them. Ronald Koeman trying to bring the spirit of '88 to this exciting Dutch class of 2024. He's one of 2 managers here this summer to have won the European Championship as a player, the other Didier Deschamps of France. And of course the big question for the French tonight is how will they fare with Kylian Mbappe only available for the bench. Magnon is the French goalkeeper, Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez are the defenders, Conte and Chouameni in midfield, Dembele out on the right, Rabiot towards the left, Griezmann in support of Thuram up front. And for the Dutch, Verbruggen is the goalkeeper, Dumfries, De Vrij, Van Dijk and Ake the back 4, Schouten and Reinders are the 2 in midfield, Frimpong, Simons and Gakpo in behind Memphis Depay up front. It is an absolutely scintillating atmosphere here on a lovely warm evening in Leipzig to the east of Germany. It's been great seeing the 2 sets of supporters mixing in the build-up, but before the action gets underway we will pause for a moment's applause in recognition of the former UEFA Secretary General and CEO Gerhard Aigner, who sadly passed away yesterday at the age of 80. Both sets of players lining the edges of the centre circle. The crowd rise to their feet here. UEFA Secretary General. We are just about ready to get underway. The French fans to the left, a giant tricolour, blue, white and red, right behind the goal. And France in their change kit tonight, the white shirt with pinstripes down the middle, dark blue shorts and white socks, and they'll play from left to right in the first half. And the Dutch from right to left, all in orange. And the Orangi and Les Bleus have both brought their usual colour and energy to Leipzig. It's a simple equation for both sides. Win and a place in the last 16 is guaranteed. And from there, the prospect of European Championship glory may really start to feel possible. It's Friday night at Euro 2024, and we are just about ready to get off and underway live on Talksport. And an early touch for Virgil van Dijk in the heart of the Dutch back line. Square past his central defensive colleague Stefan de Vrij. Far more Netherlands supporters, it looks like, in the stadium, it has to be said, than there are France fans, albeit a healthy contingent of French fans away to our left. But in some ways the atmosphere has been such that it almost feels like a Dutch home game. They have packed the squares and bars of Leipzig in the build-up as well. But at the end of the day, it's whoever wins tonight that will seal their passage into the last 16. Van Dijk back to goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen, who was very impressive in 90 minutes on match day 1 against Austria. And the Dutch have started the game in possession, deep inside their own half the field. Dumfries ball up towards Depay on the halfway line, tried to play reverse ball, and it's threaded through by Simons, and Frimpong is clear, straight away gets the shot in, and it's rolled just wide of the far post, and behind for a corner inside the first minute, Chris Wellerman.
Well, I've got to say, the Dutch, they went straight back, very, very patient in possession. I thought France without the ball were excellent. Then all of a sudden, pass. It's Depay, a little one round the corner. Gakpo comes in, puts in Frimpong. He's in behind. I thought his first touch was poor. Saliba's chasing him all the way. Can he cut across the body, stop that the defender from advancing, and he can get his shot away there? It was a great save from Magnon as well.
Well, Hernandez has gone down. I don't know if he needs the physio or he doesn't. He's been helped to his feet. It's a glancing touch off the glove of Magnon. And we'll get a word from Emmanuel Petit on that in just a moment. Corner to the Dutch. Depay will take it. It'll be a right-footed, in-swinging delivery. 0-0, but already Netherlands have gone very close. Very important save. The referee, by the way, is Anthony Taylor, a familiar name to the Premier League, and he's just halted the taking of the corner momentarily amid some pushing and shoving in the box. Depay, number 10, will make it take two. Here it comes, right-footed into the six-yard box, headed away by Upamecano. The ball will spiral down to the edge of the France penalty area. Foul by Xavi Simons, 0-0 the score. And what a moment for the French goalkeeper, Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah, I think that's the first warning for the French defense. I think we should be more concentrated, on the first ball. Yeah.
Emmanuel Petit with us tonight, a former World Cup winner, a winner of Euro 2000 with France. And the French fans away to the left are waving their flags with great energy and enthusiasm now. Conte, who was so outstanding on match day one, tears over the halfway line with that trademark pace and energy. Now Dembele, little nutmeg through the legs of Cody Gakpo. A man who enjoyed that. Halfway line for France is Tchouaméni, playing football for the first time in a game since the Champions League semi-final, when he had that foot injury, and it's been over 5 weeks of rehabilitation now, as the Dutch have possession and they go all the way back to goalkeeper Van Bruggen away to our right-hand side. It's Netherlands 0, France 0, 3 minutes played, and I can see both head coaches on the far side of the field, Didier Deschamps and Ronald Koeman, a Euros winner in 1988. It's not quite been total football for the Dutch so far, Chris Owellamo, but they're coming here on a high after that matchday one win.
Yeah, very confident in possession, even under a good French press. I've got to say, what's intelligent as well, when Depay comes for the ball, Gakpo comes from outside to in, and he stretches the pitch, and also he's an outlet.
Good run by Thuram through the middle, and he's played it into the penalty area. Rabiot had to be held up in front of the retreating Frimpong, who's got tremendous pace. Now Griezmann goes for goal, tipped away by Verbruggen. France will have a corner. What a start to the game.
Nice try from Griezmann, but I thought that Rabiot had a chance as well, the opportunity to strike. Didn't take it.
Yeah, I think he's got to take that first touch in and talk to him a bit about Verbruggen there. Can he not just catch that ball with two hands? Is that a TV save for the cameras?
Only 21 years of age, Bart Verbruggen, the Dutch goalkeeper. Corner to France at the end that is just filled with a sea of orange. Taken short by Griezmann to Dembele. 0-0 the score. Netherlands against France. Ball played back to the edge of the penalty area. N'Golo Kanté 25 yards out. Back out wide to the captain Griezmann. Lovely and swinging delivery headed away by Virgil van Dijk. Captain's cross met by the captain's header. Griezmann cleared away by Van Dijk. Here he is again on the right wing position. Griezmann left-footed again, headed away by Van Dijk once more. Not a good delivery this time. And Dumfries will come away with possession for the Dutch. And with their pace and excitement and enthusiasm in attack, there'll always be a danger. Xavi Simons, the young number 7, over the halfway line. High diagonal ball, crossfield to the left. Koundé gets back against Gakpo, and that'll go out to play for a throw to France in their right-back position. You're in Talksport, 5 minutes gone and it's 0-0.
I've got to say, impressed with both in possession of the ball. Without it, I think both have been brave, trying to press high, force the issue. Both have shown the quality in possession as well, that they can play through that, but straight away from going from attack into these defensive positions. Koundé was asked a question there, he goes and just gets his body between ball and man and ushers the ball out. Good defending in the end.
It's a lovely warm evening here in the East German city of Leipzig. We've had torrential rain in the build-up, but that's certainly a thing of the past now. Quite humid, the floodlights on, and there are Dutch fans bouncing up and down almost everywhere you look. We've seen people in orange suits, head to toe, as Upamecano drives the ball high downfield, headed away by Van Dijk, retreating to the edge of his penalty area. Netherlands 0, France 0. Dembele has isolated Ake in a one-on-one, and he sets up Conte on the overlap down by the corner flag. Back to Jules Koundé, takes a touch, whips in the cross, not a good delivery, steered away by Van Dijk, and Emmanuel Petit frustrated with that.
Yeah, for the moment I think our crosses are not good enough, It was twice from Griezmann, now it's from Koundé. We need to do much better than that, technically.
Well, Antoine Griezmann has said that the mood is high in the camp, but that there are one or two things for the French to work on. Beat Austria on match day 1. Austria who've beaten Poland. As Upamecano steps in front of Xavi Simons to win it back. Just inside French territory, the game will just settle down again. France have possession just shy of the halfway line. Chouameni, little 1-2 with Rabiot. And Chouameni has got Saliba or Upamecano square, just dropping in between the two centre-halves, and France will build again from the defensive third with calm possession. The results earlier, if you missed them: Group E, Slovakia 1, Ukraine 2. Ukraine's first points of Euro 2024, and as I say, Austria 3-1 winners against Poland, and Poland will be the first team eliminated from the tournament if France avoid defeat tonight. Only a win for the Dutch or the French will guarantee their spot in the knockouts. Conte, back to Upamecano. Very lively atmosphere here. These are two of the best supported teams in the tournament. Not a good ball, cross-field by Upamecano, straight out of play. There's a slight carelessness about some of these French passes.
Yeah, I felt that they couldn't go advance forward, but they've got quality in there. That's when they've got to use the likes of Dembele, Kante, give them the ball. It was on to go out to the Hernandez, but the accuracy wasn't right.
Here is Reinders, middle of the France half, forward to Depay, little flick down the middle. Simons has got the pace to beat Upamecano. Depay trying to spin and turn inside the box, held up by Saliba. Referee says no penalty,
no chance.
France come away with possession.
I think he fall down very easily.
So when you're looking at that there's excellent link up with Simons and Depay. He tries to roll Saliba. I'm looking on the monitor now. There is hands on the back, but yeah, he's not getting there. I don't think it's a penalty kick. It will be looked at.
This is tough competition, You need to do much more than that, to earn a penalty. I mean, he fall really easily, on the floor,
looking for it, yes. Perhaps, and he wasn't awarded it. If VAR did look at it, then certainly no serious check took place. Netherlands 0, France 0, it remains. But a very lively start to the game. Very high tempo, and the atmosphere is just electric. It's the sort of arena, 2 tiers, perfect for concerts, this kind of stadium, because it really retains the noise. And here in the commentary position, we're nice and close to the pitch. Griezmann threads the ball out to the left, and Hernandez, he's kept it in down by the corner flag. One-on-one with Dumfries, back to Griezmann, who steers the ball infield, cleared away by Stefan de Vrij, given away by Frimpong. France have it back. Frimpong sliding in the right wing-back position where he's used to playing. Depay will carry the ball forward to the midway point of his own half. A strange ball.
Dangerous.
Clip left, and Nathan Ake dealt with it well. As you say, Emmanuel Petit alongside us for commentary tonight. That was a risky ball, but the Dutch will take risks, and they've taken the free kick quickly. Reinders strides over the halfway line, through down the middle to Gakpo, tries to flick it forward to Depay. Good intervention by Upamecano coming across. It'll bounce down to Ake, out in the left wing position on the near side of the field. Infield to Simons for number 7. Reinders, 30 yards out, faced up by the white shirts of France. The Dutch all in orange from right to left. 10th minute, 0-0, live on Talksport. Frimpong caught on the penalty area now. Back to Schouten. Frimpong, so dangerous, the Leverkusen man. Schouten with an opportunity to cross. It was half there. In the end, had to go back to De Vrij.
Well, that all came from Reinders, just driving through the heart of the midfield of France there, and then Gakpo presented himself, and there's a real understanding between Gakpo and Depay, isn't there? The edge of the box, they're linking up very well.
They certainly are, and that'll be cause for concern for France, Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah, that's what I said, before the game. We have to be very careful, the communication between the holding midfielders and the social defenders, because most of the time they try to find a space between them.
And the Dutch fans are loving the start that they've made. 0-0 it remains. Orange scarves being waved in front of us here. The ball is with Frimpong, back to the halfway line, and Denzel Dumfries. European Championship winners in 1988. The French winners in 84 and 2000, where Manu, of course, was part of that famous squad. Still great memories, I'm sure.
Ah, yes. Great memories, just like a great wine,
Well, we know all about that. It's been a great atmosphere all throughout the tournament. Supporters enjoying themselves in a responsible manner, and that's what it's all about. High ball downfield towards Dumfries, and there's a flag up on the far side of the field, and the French will get themselves a free kick. First sign of Didier Deschamps thinking about coming out to the edge of his technical area, and he does now in his dark suit and white shirt, the trademark uniform for Deschamps, arms folded on the far side. And the ball is now with Dembele on the halfway line. Dancing between two orange shirts. Terrific pace from Dembele. Electric away from Cody Gakpo, who isn't slow himself. Rabiot 1-2 with Griezmann. Touched onto the French number 7. Griezmann again. Out to the left-hand side, the far side, and Hernandez. Griezmann, Hernandez. France try to up the tempo in possession. And just need a little refinement in the final third, maybe, based on the 12 minutes we've seen so far. Both goalkeepers have made saves. And Magnon's one was probably more difficult to deny Frimpong. And France have got it again on the halfway line.
I have to ask Emmanuel, Tchouameni, N'Golo Kante, Griezmann's going everywhere, so they're getting outnumbered in there. They've got 3. Xavi Simons is dropping, so there's Schotten, Randers, Simons, and they've always got an outlet, the Dutch. How can they combat against that? Is it discipline with Griezmann, pull him back?
Of course, you need to get the discipline from the guys in front of you, they have to defend with you. You have to defend as a team against players like
cross.
This. Oh, yes.
Headed away by Reinders. Nearly a chance on the attack for France, and that was a much better ball in from Koundé.
Yeah, much better. 3 opportunities now. The crosses haven't come in, or it's been a poor cross. That would have been right on the money. Had to be defended well.
Only 1 defeat in their last 9 in all competitions now for France. And Didier Deschamps hoping to become the first manager to win the World Cup and the European Championship as a player and as a coach. Reverse ball Dembele up the inside right channel. Koundé gets to it. First time right-footed cross, headed away.
Yes.
By De Vrij. Thuram didn't attack it, did he?
Yes.
Now it's back with Rabiot. 25 yards out, right of centre. The ball into the feet of Thuram. Back heel. Yes! Rabiot is in square. Griezmann can't score. And back towards Rabiot again. How did that stay out? Nobody could believe it. Still 0-0 somehow. And France are stunned. Why didn't Rabiot go for goal? I think Griezmann almost missed his kick. They're still on the attack here with Thuram. Corner of the penalty area. Extraordinary miss. Nobody in the stadium can quite believe how that didn't go in. Here's Conte wriggling his way to the box. Griezmann tucks it wide. Emmanuel Petit, can you believe it?
I can't believe it. How did we miss that? I need to see the replay because I think Rabiot, on the first touch, I think he could score. He was very generous, with Griezmann. He gave him, but I think he could have scored easily. Try.
Rabiot is 6 yards out, and he's poked it square to Griezmann, who's slightly more central, and he's stumbled, hasn't he?
On top of it, he's on his left foot. So he could have done much better than that, Score, you are so close to the goalkeeper.
I've got to say, when he released it to Griezmann, it wasn't a great ball. It was behind him as well. It was a great little bit of play from Thuram at the edge of the box, little back heel. Great first touch from Rabiot as well. But it's his left foot. Put the foot through it, hit the target, ask the question.
Rabiot, who hasn't scored an international goal since November in that 14-0 qualifying win over Gibraltar, and he should have scored at Euro 2024 there. What a start to the game. 15 minutes gone, and it's been breathless. Somehow it's still Netherlands 0, France 0, but that's a massive chance missed. And it was Griezmann who was talking about France's profligacy in front of goal in the build-up to tonight. And he's partly at fault, but Rabiot, well, we thought we were right behind it, and we thought all he's got to do is roll that into the net, and he didn't. He tried to lay it square. There's being unselfish, and then there's being needlessly unselfish.
Yes,
and that was that, right?
Definitely.
Here is Schouten for the Dutch over the halfway line to Frimpong, hugging the touchline on the far side, the right. So a long way from our commentary position. We're just inside the Dutch half in terms of where we're sitting, and very close to the Orange supporters. Van Dijk back to Verbruggen, all in dark green, the goalkeeper. Now Reinders has taken up a midfield position in a pocket of space. He's drifted away from Dembele and rolled the ball wide left to Gakpo. Gakpo takes it in his stride and he's forcing Koundé to backpedal. Gakpo into the penalty area, right-footed effort, tipped away by Magnon. Another good save from the goalkeeper.
It's an excellent save from Magnon there. I've got to say, Gakpo, he's so direct. Aki's breaking his neck to try and get round the outside, but he comes in, cuts back, kicks it through round two, opens up the goal, and he's trying to find that bottom right-hand corner. Goalkeeper Mike Magnon sees it late, but it's an excellent save, strong left hand.
Great save. The ball bounced back just in front of him, It was so difficult, to stop that ball.
Spat off the turf, and Magnon two hands to tip it away. It'll be Memphis Depay, right-footed out-swinging corner, looping high towards the back post, over the head of Dumfries. It'll drift away towards the near side.
But it comes from Randers again, driving through the heart of the midfield of France. Yeah. And then he can go out to the right, he can go out to the left. That has to be dealt with.
Of course, a midfielder should have come, to Gakpo just to stop his run.
Emmanuel Petit and Chris Iwelumo, our commentary team tonight here in Leipzig. Netherlands 0, France 0. But big chances at both ends as the ball goes out of play for a French throw in front of in fact, a free kick right in front of the dugout, and Hernandez with a very short pass to Tchouameni. And now Rabiot dropping deep just inside his own half of the field. Are France shaped up exactly as you thought they would, Emmanuel?
Sorry, say again?
Have they shaped up in terms of formation as you thought they would, France?
Yes, definitely, yeah, because this is exactly what Deschamps did, during the World Cup in 2018, with Matuidi on the left flank. So I'm not surprised about the formation, the tactic formation tonight.
Little touch by Griezmann, back to Conte. Conte trying to burst forward from the halfway line. Standing in his way is Schouten. Griezmann, lovely little knockout to the left. Effortless to find Hernandez. Left wing position, and that attempted across rolls off the shins of Dumfries and behind for a corner to France on the far side as we look at it.
I think with the way that France have set up, when you're talking about formation, it's actually very surprising that Rabiot finds himself the one that's more advanced. It's a kind of hook, isn't it? That four in midfield, he's the one that sits, but Dembele is a little bit more advanced. So yeah, but in that opportunity, it's a massive one, isn't it? He has to make sure that that's in the back of the net. On his good foot as well.
Should have scored, definitely.
Has to.
Yes.
Saliba, Upamecano and Koundé are all forward here. Griezmann left-footed high to the six-yard box, hit it away by Stefan de Vrij. Some super centre-halves on show. That's a terrible ball out of play by Dembele.
That's the problem with him. He's capable of great things, but at the end, you only remember, all the technical things, he should have done, because it's magnificent, he can dribble anybody in the stadium. But when it comes to cross, he can be as well in the stadium.
A frustrating player for France supporters at times. Gakpo is opposite number 11, who feels like a big major tournament player. Cody Gakpo trying to wriggle away from a sea of white shirts, couldn't do it, but he had a great World Cup in 2022, did Gakpo, and he was off the mark for the Dutch against Poland in their opening game. Poland, who were beaten by Austria today. So Poland rooted to the foot of Group D, and at the start of the night France led the way. Austria started second, the Dutch in third, but of course Netherlands moving up a place as it stands. Either team, they need a win to go through to the knockouts. The draw not enough tonight. N'Golo Conte, 25 yards out, poor square ball. Thuram couldn't reach it, intercepted by Schouten in a congested area. Now it's back on the halfway line. It's still 0-0. Live on Talksport, 20th minute. Every game of the Euros is live with us, including Scotland's group decider against Hungary in Stuttgart on Sunday. Live on Talksport. Scotland really have to win. And England's final group game is against Slovenia next Tuesday in Cologne. We'll have that live for you tomorrow. Georgia against the Czech Republic, Turkey against Portugal, Belgium against Romania, all live on Talksport. And we've got the Sports Bar Weekender, which will take your calls once we're done here tonight in Leipzig. Chris Iwelumo.
If I'm Jules Koundé, I'm saying to Dembele, stay away. Yeah. Stay away, stay expansive. That's my space to run into. You keep coming to me. Where's the strength? You want to try and create situations where it's 1v1 with Nathan Ake. Like you say, he can take on anyone when he's at it. But why is he dropping so deep?
I have no idea.
Crossfield, Conte, right to left, high ball. Thuram has brought it down brilliantly. Elegant control in front of Frimpong. And now Rabiot, inside left channel, back up wide to Thuram again. Rabiot is on the underlap. He's trying to whip it across. Did that take a deflection? No, goal kick.
You understand what I'm saying? I like the start of the game from France, but we are missing so many things. The last pass, it's not good. We should do much better than that, because we are building the game from behind. We are good. We approach the goal, but at the end we are missing this technical touch.
There, little details.
Yes,
maybe for France so far. And the Dutch are still jumping up and down. Everywhere you look, the noise, maybe it's because of the end that we're at, but it feels like a Netherlands home game. Albeit you have to remember, France were dominant in the 2 matches they played against each other in qualifying. 6-1 on aggregate, France. Forward by De Vrij, out of defence. The number 6, high crossfield ball. Good interception by Koundé, tracking back diligently, and a little back header to his goalkeeper, Manuel.
Yeah, but it's much better from France there. Griezmann out of possession of the ball. He just stays on Randers. So they're looking at De Vries passing the ball, gets it back from Van Dijk, and he gets his head up. So what does he do? He drives forward himself. So then it's on to Ram to go all the way with him. He can't really get close enough to connect, but then he goes for the big diagonal. I've got to say, Koundé was defensively in position. Great header.
Former Scotland striker Chris Iwenumo. Slide tackle Xavi Simons. Very enigmatic talent, the 21-year-old. He plays his football in France with PSG, his parent club, but he knows this stadium well. He had a great spell here on loan at Leipzig last season. Now it's the turn of the French to crank up the volume as Koundé clips the high ball long over the head of Dembele, and the ball is nodded forward by Van Dijk. Reinders, was he fouled by Dembele? No, he went to ground. Well, at least initially Anthony Taylor looked like he'd given France a throw, but he seemed to change his mind, and in fact the free kick has gone the Netherlands' way, about 15 yards into France territory, and they are, after some deliberation, going to send De Vrij, Van Dijk and Ake forward here.
Yeah,
0-0.
I don't mind that at all. You look at the quality of Depay. It's going straight in there. Can they go and win that aerial duel and then keep the ball alive there? This one's going in. It's bending right on top of Magnon. The body's running across the face. Anything can happen.
And some aerial bombardment on the way here for France. Depay to whip it in high towards Dumfries, is peeled away at the back post, and his header dribs well wide in the end, still 0-0. And a goal kick to France here on this warm evening with some blue skies still visible up ahead, 1 or 2 clouds in the sky. Big banner behind the goal, the irresistible French, it says, in blue, white and red. I wonder what Didier Deschamps, a man you know well, Emmanuel Petit, will be thinking on the touchline at the moment, the French manager. What will he be thinking?
I think he will think to keep on playing the way we're doing from the start of the game. I think we show energy, we show a lot of movements, and we try to put some variety as well. We try to play on the flank, but as well in the central. So we try many options for the moment. We need to be a little bit more concentrated defensively.
Kylian Mbappe on the bench tonight, remember, for France, and he has featured in each of their last 19 games at major tournaments. Anthony Taylor stopped the game. Netherlands have a free kick just inside France territory, far side there, right. Stumble off the ball, inadvertent Chouameni on Gakpo. Now Reinders darting forward, midway inside the France half.
Well done.
Good tackle sliding in. Rabiot to win it back. Rabiot with that left foot, he's given it away, but he was fouled by Charlton despite the appeals of the Dutch supporters. Free kick to France. And now here's Upamecano. Back to Magnon, all in black, and he's wearing number 16, which we mentioned in the first group game is an iconic number for French goalkeepers. Fabien Barthez wore number 16 in 98 and 2000, as you know. And he has a real opportunity here, Magnon. Of course, Hugo Lloris having retired from international duty, and he's excelled himself in the 2 matches so far, anyway. Saliba out of defence for France. Wide left far side is Theo Hernandez. Back to Chouameni now. 5 yards shy of the halfway line. Just token pressure from Memphis Depay. Upamecano over halfway with the angle ball to Koundé, and tried to flick it on to Dembele. A slightly clumsy attempt at a ball. Now Koundé's nodded it downfield. The header away by Virgil van Dijk. And the Dutch have won it back. Gakpo surging forward. Koundé's gone down. Play goes on. Opportunity. Frimpong turns it left to Gakpo. Inside the area. Lovely football. Gakpo rolls the ball behind Depay. And line out of play. That'll be a goal kick to France, and there's a problem here for Jules Koundé. It seems to have landed really awkwardly.
Yeah, I think he fell on his shoulders.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think it's Koundé's hugging the line, Dembele inside. He's tried a little flick round. It's so on his shoulder. It's a it's a bad landing there.
So I don't get it. Are you injured or not? Or you stay on the floor, or you stand up and then you come back, and try to defend? What is he trying to do?
Is he trying to influence the referee though? I understand that. I think the game's changed from our day, Emmanuel. But like Gakpo, the Dutch are on the break there, 3v3. The referee, he's up with the pace. I don't understand it as well. Get up and then you go down injured. Once the attack is over.
You're punishing your own teammates.
I totally agree.
Meanwhile, France have taken the resulting goal kick short. Koundé seems to be moving absolutely fine. Netherlands 0, France 0. It remains. Griezmann dropping deep into his own half to regain possession. With his back to the Dutch goal. He's steered it wide left to Rabiot. He's continued his run. Good run by Rabiot, but good covering by Dumfries in the right back position to win it back for the Dutch. Of course, what they also can do, the Dutch, is they can switch to a defensive 3 if they need to, with Frimpong bombing forward and Dumfries dropping into a 3. Anyway, they've got possession with Simons. They're playing some lovely, incisive football at times, Netherlands. Reinders, 25 yards out, shot deflected, big deflection off N'Golo Kanté, who else? And it spins into the gloves of Manuel.
Well, I've got to say, Rangers is getting far too much time and space at the minute. I think it's going out to Gakpo there. He's dictating it down this left-hand side, but centrally, someone has to get closer to Rangers.
Good ball up the touchline by Koundé, and Dembele, the flag stays down, and he rams it high over the top. Flag stays down as well. Offside not given. Koundé to Dembele. Yes, the angle's against him, Thuram rather, and Thuram couldn't keep the shot down.
He was not offside, and I think this is a mistake from Van Dijk. He let him go, but again, it's the finishing. The finishing for us is a problem, Crossing, finishing, Rabiot, him now, Griezmann before, 3 times already.
Well, it was an excellently timed run from Thuram. He's got in behind, he can cut across the face of Van Dijk. Why does he not go to a cross goal where he's shot? He's trying to put it into the near top corner and just goes for power.
Thuram has only scored twice in a France shirt. No major tournament goal for him. His dad, Lilian, another French legend, is here watching tonight. You're with Euro Game Day Live on Talksport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18+. Please drink responsibly. Netherlands 0, France 0. And indeed, Antoine Griezmann now level with Lilian Thuram for most appearances at a major tournament by an outfielder for France, 32. And Griezmann certainly has produced some of the stuff of legend in his time. Saliba, midway inside his own half of the field, the Arsenal defender, who's looked a little more composed tonight. It was a nervy opening to the group stage for him on match day 1. Now Koundé on halfway, turns away from opposite number Ake and has to go back into his own territory, Chris Iwelumo.
Yeah, I think it's down to the way the Dutch are playing without the ball, very compact, playing high press. Always there. Every time the ball, any French player receives the ball, there's a Dutch player or 1 or 2 there to put that pressure on, not allowing them to get the head up and play. But Koundé can release the ball a little bit earlier, definitely.
Evenly matched, the 2 teams so far, as we tick towards the half an hour mark, and still the atmosphere pulsating through the stadium. It started in the city centre. The ground is just a relatively short tram ride away, and they've brought the noise to the stadium here in Leipzig. And we'll bring you every game of Euro 2024 live on the Talksport network. Make sure you download our app, free and easy to download, and then you can be across everything that way. Dumfries has possession on halfway. Little square ball to Simons, who's not under any great pressure from the French players in the white shirts. Out wide to Dumfries again at walking pace. And now back to Stefan de Vrij, the centre half, just shy of the halfway line. And France keeping quite a compact shape at the moment as the Dutch try to find some forays forward. It's a risky ball, intercepted, and Conte's turned it down the middle. The pass wasn't great from Conte towards Thuram, and across came Dumfries to see it back to the goalkeeper, Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah, you don't take risks like this, in front of players so fast.
Thuram nearly, but not quite. Gakpo now, infield from the left wing position, away from Koundé. Ball infield towards Depay, and Upamecano saw it coming. He read the play really well, and now France on the counter-attack. Rabiot to Griezmann, hauled down by Schouten. Might be a yellow card, it is a yellow card.
Well, it's excellent from Griezmann, isn't it? He's driving, Schouten's trying to make up that distance, arm on the shoulder, pulling back as he's going. Griezmann, I thought, could he release Thuram down that left channel? He decided he wanted to keep hold of the ball and drive. I'm looking at it on the monitor. There wasn't a lot in it.
Yeah, he tried to put his body, in front of him. Tried to get the free kick.
We've got monitors in the commentary position here, so we can see everything again in slow motion. Really interesting, well-contested game so far. A game, France, Netherlands, it feels befitting of later in the tournament. It's an international classic, this kind of fixture. Second game of the group stages, a win for either team takes them into the knockouts, because whoever wins will have 6 points if there is a winner.
Look at the Dutch defensive line. Even though France have the ball in the Dutch half, look how high that is. You have to be so brave, so confident to make sure. It makes it so difficult for France to find those little pockets.
Memphis Depay in orange racing forward. He's got options right and left. He picked the wrong one. Looked to the right, the more difficult ball than Frimpong. But then N'Golo Kanté under pressure nearly gave it away. Unlike him, Griezmann tracking back, saw the opportunity to win it back. And France have possession again. The score is still 0-0.
You don't have much time to think, when you receive the ball. You have to see before receiving the ball.
Eyes in the back of your head.
Yes.
And even N'Golo Kanté occasionally doesn't have eyes in the back of his head.
Since the start of the competition, the intensity is very impressive, on the pitch. It's going so fast.
It's been tremendous, hasn't it, so far, the tournament. Great watch. Every game seemed to have some sort of intrigue about it. Dembele breaking in between the lines for France up the edge of the D. Lovely pace, but again the pass was poor. Thuram a bit static, and Netherlands scramble it away. 0-0 it remains.
I think you're spot on there, Joe. I think when Dembele's running with the ball, I need more from Thuram. Make the mind up of Dembele to release the pass.
Yeah,
he's staying away from it all the time. He's no movement.
On this action, he should have done everything by himself. Why are you trying to give the pass? You're fixing the last defender. Try it. You're so quick and so fast, so do it.
Schouten at the other end, meanwhile, midway inside the France half. And the Dutch playing from right to left towards the end, where there are most of the France supporters. There are even a few orange shirts amid the France end away to our left, but they've been hanging out and enjoying the atmosphere together in great spirits. Have the two sets of fans. Forward by De Vrij, long high ball down the middle. Gakpo trying to get on the end of it. It bounces through to Maignan. Little uncomfortable, just a moment there for the France centre halves and the goalkeeper.
As soon as the ball bounces, the defenders are under a little bit of pressure there, but there was that much pace in the ball. Maignan comes out. Gakpo wasn't far away there. He's trying to take it down out there with his first touch. If he does that, then there's all sorts of problems for the French there.
All sorts of interesting questions with the game poised as it is, and of course one of them will be, will we see Kylian Mbappe play any part tonight after his broken nose against Austria? Given away by Griezmann, and now Frimpong is tearing up the middle. Saliba's backing off. Frimpong surges forward and shoots. Saliba did well in combination with Chouameni to get back and block the shot.
Yeah, but we lost again an easy ball, in the middle of the park, and that gives an occasion, for the Dutch player, but Saliba defended very well with Chouameni.
Emmanuel Petit with us tonight, and Jeremy Frimpong, you can see how effective he's been for Bayer Leverkusen over the course of the last season there. Amazing double invincible titles, and running at the French defenders, he looked fearsome, and Dembele is carelessly giving it straight to Simons, and it's 2-on-2. Simons low shot, and he's wasted the opportunity from the edge of the D. No power behind it, straight to Maignan, and there's been lots of enterprising attacking play, Chris Iwelumo, but at the moment maybe both teams just lacking that little edge, that decisiveness in the final third.
Yeah, just that final little bit of quality that Simons did. I think it's the wrong decision to shoot. You've got Gakpo breaking his neck on your left-hand side. He's got to release the ball. I think Saliba done very well just slowing it down. But Dembele has to be better in possession of the ball.
I'm not surprised about that, As I said, he can be so dangerous, for the opponent. But in the meantime, you feel so frustrated about what's happening after that.
Who's the leader, Emmanuel? Who's the one that goes to Dembele and says, come on, kill it? Who is it? To Thuram, I need more from you. Is it Griezmann?
Griezmann,
does he have that voice?
He has the power to do that, yeah.
The captain on the field tonight, Griezmann. No foul de Vrij on Thuram in the French left wing position. France just get a throw at the Dutch end of the stadium. Hernandez with the orange boots on, and he's given up possession to Schouten. It's the third time in a couple of minutes that France have lost possession with ease. Reinders has got Ake make a run in front of him. Instead he finds Simons in a long sleeve shirt. Good reverse ball out to the right, Depay. They're building here the Dutch. Depay's cross half away by Saliba. Hernandez should complete the clearance down by his own dead ball line, and he does. He's hoisted it downfield up towards Thuram, who's bundled over by de Vrij. Nothing given. Dutch allowed to play on. Here goes Dumfries back to the halfway line, and Van Dijk.
I think that's an opportunity there for the Dutch there. They're on top. They've got the overload. Depay's up against his, commit. Saliba. Frimpong's trying to get round the outside. He released the ball. There's no need for him to put the cross in. Gakpo's in there on his own in the 18-yard box.
Here they come again with Reinders. Conte gets a tackle in, little poke away from Reinders, and now Thuram is darting forward, and it's France on the counter-attack. Only Conte upfield with Thuram. Was he fouled by de Vrij? Yes. 25 yards from goal, a little trip. Emmanuel Petit thinking that should be a yellow card. I don't think Anthony Taylor's going to give a yellow card.
Well, he's very fortunate, I have to say, de Vrij there. I think it is a yellow card, knows exactly what he's doing, putting the back foot out. I've got to say, I need more from Thuram, you know, with the quality that he's got, the aggression, the attributes. Be aggressive.
Totally agree, but Dembele as well on this occasion, you know, it was a transition and there were only 3 or 4 Dutch players, you know, in defense, so ask the ball behind the defenders.
No such luck on that occasion for France. Thuram now got mud on the back of his white shirt. Griezmann standing over the free kick. It's further away than 25 yards. It's about 30, maybe 35 yards out. Left of centre as we look at it. Griezmann has placed the ball down. Now then, Koundé and Upamecano at the far post, and I can see Saliba in amongst a sea of orange shirts there as well. Rabiot lurking, whipped in by Griezmann, in towards Saliba, headed away by Virgil van Dijk, right in front of his own goal line. Upamecano with a careless ball, no pressure whatsoever, and he's lofted it out to play. Emmanuel Petit, they talked, didn't they, France, in the build-up to this game about being sharper in all sorts of moments. We haven't seen that tonight.
Technically, we're losing, we're making so many easy mistakes, you know. We're talking about top players, come on. So it can happen, you know, sometimes, but it's been like this for at least 6 or 7 players already.
Well, there are plenty of options on the bench for Didier Deschamps as Thuram wins it back off Reinders. The mistakes are contagious. The Dutch have given it away. Dembele with a chance to attack the edge of the penalty area. He's rolled it square, cleared away by Schouten. It'll drop down to Dembele again on the edge of the box. Van Dijk stretches, lunges, makes the tackle. Free kick given by Anthony Taylor, only a couple of yards away. Dutch fans all around us, in front of our commentary position, out of their seats in frustration, and Van Dijk not happy either.
Me too. I think it's not a free kick. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's thrown himself to ground, hasn't he, Dembele?
Come on, it's a European competition, highest level, so if you fall like this when I touch you...
I think it's a free kick. I do think it's a free kick. Yeah, he doesn't get the ball, Van Dijk. He actually kicks Dembele's foot, and that's what moves the ball. So, in fairness, you know, I thought you're a little bit harsh on the big man there, but he does need to, he does need to up the levels.
Okay, fair enough.
Emmanuel Petit and Chris Iwelumo with us tonight, live on Talksport in Leipzig. And there are 2 standing over the free kick for France. It is right on the edge of the penalty area, right of centre as we look at it. Griezmann and Dembele. You'd think, is the angle a little against Griezmann? You'd think it favours the left foot. There are 4 in the Dutch wall. 2 French players standing just in front of the wall. Chouameni and Thuram. Quickly, Chris.
No, this is perfect for Griezmann. He can get it up and down over the wall, or go exactly where the 2 players are at the right-hand side. You know, for Bruggen, this is a difficult one, because he's got the option.
Griezmann steps up left-footed, hits the wall and flies behind. You heard the boos from the Dutch fans, and now the cheers. French corner, 0-0, 41 minutes play.
Already.
Can you believe it? It goes quickly on Talksport, Emmanuel. It goes quickly.
Is there any extra times?
Well, I'm sure there will be. Oh, now sort of plastic glasses are being thrown at Griezmann. That's no need for that. From some of the fans behind the goal, and beer flying through the air right in front of Griezmann, and they've got to put a stop to that. Griezmann's just picked up that plastic bottle, and he's just gesturing to the fans to calm down. Corner to France. Griezmann left-footed into the near post. Bad delivery. Gakpo actually had to stoop to head that clear. He had to bend double to head that away. 0-0.
I think when you've got the players in there that can go and be aggressive and make that first contact, you have to beat the first man. You know, and Gakpo's having to it's like a diving header to clear it. You know, with the quality that Griezmann has, that should be on the money every single time.
Hasn't been there yet. Hernandez back to the halfway line, and Saliba, so the immediate danger is gone for the Dutch for now. The ball is with Koundé, right of centre on the near side of the field. You're with Euro Game Day Live on Talksport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Almost deafening noise at times as Upamecano turns and rolls the ball back to Maignan. And France build with Tchouaméni, the number 8, hoists the ball high up the inside left channel. Hernandez watches it drop over his shoulder. De Vrij at his back. De Vrij swings his foot at the ball, clears it away. Only as far as Tchouaméni. Rabiot, crossing position, in towards Griezmann with the header. And it's into the gloves of the goalkeeper.
Not strong enough, the header. But at least I think Didier Deschamps give a plan to his players, because I've seen so many runs behind the defenders from behind, and they try to play the long ball behind the defenders all the time. So I think this is the tactic from Deschamps.
I think this is spot on. Hernandez, being the one getting behind the Rabiot, just sitting. It's an excellent ball from Rabiot. Griezmann had a lot to do to try and come back and get his head round it, but it's much better for the French, especially down that left-hand side. Energy, that intensity that you want, and they're picking up second balls as well.
Yeah.
Schouten has possession for the Dutch. Still 0-0, and there have been so many goals scored at Euro 2024. We haven't had a goalless draw yet, if I'm right. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen a goal go in here so far. The best chance has come for France. Rabiot, 6 yards out, goal at his mercy, trying to let it square to Griezmann, who stumbled. They are a little bit bobbly, the 6-yard boxes, but no real excuse. Rabiot, though, should have gone for goal earlier. Now Dumfries has possession in between the two dugouts, far side. Ronald Koeman is there in a dark polo shirt and trousers. He's stood in his technical area for the entire match so far, a key part of the total football team of 1988. Little flick to Frimpong for Netherlands, and he wins the throw of Adrien Rabiot. It's been pretty even. Is that fair, Emmanuel Petit? The first 45 minutes pretty even so far?
Yes, I think at the moment it's quite difficult and hard to say who's going to score the first goal,
Here's Ake. Left back position. He stumbled Ake, and Dembele nearly got it away from him. Ake handled, and the referee eventually gives France the free kick. Ake under pressure from Dembele. And actually, both sides, Chris, look like there's chances of mistakes.
No, definitely. I think it's just that final decision, that final pass, that final little bit of quality for both sides just need to be raised.
Yes.
If it's the final pass to play someone through or to get the shot away. Tactically.
Yes. The highest level for me is not physical, it's tactics, it's technique. Mental and technique for me is the most important. And we've seen that, the Dutch and French, they have opportunities, but the last pass, the last strike, is not good enough.
We've nearly had the 45 minutes of normal time, and here comes the fourth official with that electronic board, and there's a minute of added time at the end of the first half as Simons flicks the ball down the middle, but Denzel Dumfries couldn't get there, and it's gathered by Maignan. Here is Tchouaméni, midway inside his own half, slows the pace of the game slightly. Conte first time touch, back to Saliba, now Upamecano, heavy ball by Saliba. Upamecano stretching, is able to get to it. Tchouaméni pivots and rolls away with possession just shy of the halfway line. Little angle ball through towards Dembele, who let it run through his legs to Koundé, and good work by those two to win a throw of Gakpo on the retreat. We've got only a few seconds left of first half added time now. As Upamecano plays it back to the halfway line. A very engaging first half. Some of the crowd heading for the concourse areas ahead of the break. And the darker skies overhead now. All eyes on Anthony Taylor, the referee. He's had a quick look at his watch and he blows the half-time whistle. It's only the fourth game to be goalless at half-time at Euro 2024, but it's certainly been entertaining and we should have had goals. France certainly will feel so. The best chance of the game so far has fallen to them. Adrien Rabiot, after a lovely flowing move, clear on goal, point-blank range, looked like he would shoot. Instead he laid it square. Griezmann missed his kick. France got in a mess and it was cleared away. Griezmann's had an effort tipped over the bar by the Dutch goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen. At the other end, Frimpong and Gakpo, both denied by Mike Maignan. It's been a terrific watch and very engaging, but both sides just lacking that quality ultimately in the final third so far. Half-time on Talksport, Netherlands 0, France 0.
Well, I asked before kick-off if the French would miss the talents of Kylian Mbappe, and so far the answer is yes. In fact, the cameras in the stadium here are following Kylian Mbappe down the tunnel, and despite the fact he hasn't actually been playing in that first half, because his teammates have had most of the territory, finesse in front of goal has totally deserted them thus far, and you wonder whether Didier Deschamps even has the ability to call his main man from the bench in the second half. At the break, in an engrossing encounter, goalless between the Netherlands and France. France 62% possession. They'll probably be the happier. 5 shots in the game with 2 on target. The Dutch 5 shots as well, 3 of those on target. It's been open. There's been errors from both sides. They've both clearly been lacklustre in the final third, Manu.
Yes.
What do you make of France in particular? Lots of endeavour, lacking the cutting edge, getting knocked off the ball too easily at times. Can you take positives?
Of course, because after we conceded the first occasion, they had a great chance, they were straight at the beginning of the game, but we responded well. I think we are well organized. We didn't give a lot, for the Dutch, up front, but we have to be more clinical. We have to improve technically on crosses, the last pass, but the finishing as well. We must be more clinical. But you're right, if Mbappe comes, he's got this clinical instinct. He missed a big opportunity against Austria, against the goalkeeper, but he's got this quality, to finish occasion.
Yeah, it was about a 1 in a 500 chance of Mbappe missing that one, a collector's item. I don't think he'll miss too many of those during this competition. We wonder if we will see him. We'll come to that in a moment. Chris, firstly, on the Dutch, how happy will they be? They've created some good situations, forward runs, movement pretty good. At the moment, it seems defensively it's a containment job on the French. They aren't truly affecting the French attack in midfield in maybe the way they would have hoped.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. I think Ronald Koeman will be quite happy. I think they've seen a lot of the ball. I think they've used it well. They look the more threatening. They go forward in numbers, which is exciting to see. And I think just that final little bit of quality. Like Frimpong, he asked the question, if Maignan doesn't get a hand on that, that's sneaking into the bottom left-hand corner. So he's pulled out a save within the first 5 minutes of the game. Straight away down this left-hand side, Gakpo is a threat no matter what you want. But it's Simons. They're getting nowhere near Simons, and I think because the likes of Tchouaméni and Kante are having to go forward because Randers is getting so much time. So it's just a communication from Kante to say to Griezmann, right, you just sit central. But I've watched Griezmann and Thuram have that little conversation. Griezmann's saying to Thuram, I need help, yeah. And he's sitting staying out. It's, you're on your own. But that's creating that overload, yeah, in the Dutch's favour. So that needs to be obviously dealt with. But the Dutch have been impressive. But again, that quality in the attacking third has to be improved. Be more clinical. Yeah. Now, Gakpo, he asked the question of Maignan. It's an excellent save, but again, they have had opportunities. But the relationship between Depay and Gakpo is very evident, the way they're linking up.
Manu, what do you think both coaches are saying to their players? What kind of tweaks will they want to make?
I think Deschamps will try to ask his defenders to stay very concentrated, not to give any space, and try to defend all together, because the movement sometimes are very good from the Dutch. Up front, it's simple, just score when the occasion comes, just score, because
so
we had the experience, in big competitions. Remember the last game we played against England, they were better than us on the pitch, but at the end we won the game because we had 2-3 occasions, we scored 2 goals. You have to be efficient on both penalty area. Our goalkeeper Mignon does that brilliantly. We need to do that up front now.
The chance of the first half came. I don't know if it's confusion, I don't know if it's a lack of a relationship, but it seemed to be the easiest chance in the world. Adrien Rabiot, 8 yards out, to his left-hand side, Antoine Griezmann. He either scores it himself or puts it on a plate for Griezmann, and they contrive to not even get a shot away when it really should have been 1-0.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity. Excellent little bit of skill from Thuram at the edge of the box, little back heel that puts Rabiot in. He's on his strong side. The goal's there, he's getting to the ball first. And I just don't understand why, if he's going to slide at it, just put your laces through it and you go near post, hit it into the roof of the net, whatever. But the pass to Griezmann was behind Griezmann. It wasn't even a great pass with a little bit of pace on it. So, yeah, huge opportunity gone.
To be honest with you, if I was Rabiot on this action, I will score straight away. You're so close to the goalkeeper. The end goal is not closed. You're 1-2 meters from the goalkeeper. Try your chance. Why are you trying to give the ball to Griezmann? Just score. That's it. End of story.
Just score, says the man who did exactly that in a World Cup final. I've got to say, Adrien Rabiot, great player. He's no Emmanuel Petit, so
he's a great player. I like him a lot.
Let him off the hook just a little bit. All right. Okay. Remember, the winner tonight will be through to the last 16. If that's France, it will be as group winners. So far, nothing to split them. Both sides flattering to deceive in attack, but you can't take your eyes off it for a moment. At the break, live on Talksport, it's the Netherlands 0, France 0.
Euro Game Day Live on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
It's the event we've all been waiting for. The 30-metre vacuum is on. He's really ramping up the power. Straight around the first corner, overtaking Pepper. Oh no! He's hit a hurdle. It must be a coin. Great recovery. And now he's on the home straight. This could be a personal best. And he's done it. Incredible scenes. He really has cleaned up.
British Gas, powering home fans during this summer of sport.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 25% more on every single game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app, only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
On the beach, on the beach, on the beach.
Booking geniuses, save your summer. Get a wiggle on and book yourself a bargain with On the Beach. Big budget or small, we've got a mega holiday for all. Should have been a rapper. On the Beach. Book like a genius, holiday like a fool.
ATOL protected.
Well, you can see why people are talking about Asda, can't you?
Of course, on paper, Asda have a great lineup with 2 for £20 on packs of beer like Peroni. Then there's party wear from £1, the midfield trio of bunting, face paint and flags.
And don't forget the dependable 2 for £7 on Coke 8 packs could be the difference maker. What a lineup!
Get match ready at Asda with beer and decorations on offer until the 14th of July. Asda, that's more like it. Selected stores online subject to availability. Beer packs 10 times 330ml each. Not available in Scotland. Coke 330ml, £4.25 each. May exclude express in small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
This Euros, The Sun is bringing you all the gossip, goals and giants of the game. Get insights and analysis from Harry, should have been England manager, Redknapp, Jack, the maestro, Wilshere, Gordon, no nonsense, Strachan, and Jurgen, the winner, Klinsmann. You won't want to miss it. Don't miss out. Only in The Sun.
Settle down for a night of crime. Witness a heist. Follow a car chase? Eat too much popcorn? Meet a mafia boss? Join in on a bank robbery? Think about making a cup of tea? Be too comfortable to get up. For less.
Selected IKEA sofas are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by Talksport with Burger King. What's better than a last-minute winner? A crispy chicken royale delivered straight to your door.
Talksport. Energising ball-by-ball, kick-by-kick coverage of the biggest tournament in European football.
It is game on!
Euro Game Day Live on Talksport. Achtung, baby!
Half-time highlights on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Spain and Germany have been the standard bearers in Euro 2024 so far, both into the knockouts, and tonight one of Netherlands or France can join them. And it's threaded through by Simons, and Frimpong is clear, straight away gets the shot in, and it's rolled just wide. Now Griezmann goes for goal, tipped away by Verbruggen, back heel, Yay! Rabiot is in square, Griezmann can't score, and back towards Rabiot again. How did that stay out?
He could have scored easily. Try.
Gakpo into the penalty area, right-footed effort, tipped away by Magnon. Another good save from the goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper Magnon, Mike Magnon sees it late, but it's an excellent save, strong left hand.
It's been a terrific watch and very engaging, but both sides just lacking that quality ultimately in the final third so far. Netherlands 0, France 0.
Brilliant game, wonderfully dramatic evening here in Leipzig. A real tactical battle between a French side without their talisman Kylian Mbappe. His teammate Antoine Griezmann failed to connect from 6 yards out. That was a chance of the game, but Jeremy Frimpong and Cody Gakpo have both tested Mike Maignan in the France goal. At the break in Group D, it's the Netherlands 0, France 0. Massive 45 minutes on the way. Those were the halftime highlights thanks to Carlin. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Half-time highlights on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
So to let you know, there has been a lot of news elsewhere in the world of sport. Talksport understands Crystal Palace winger Michael Elise has decided to join Bayern Munich this summer. Chelsea were among the clubs who'd contacted Palace about the 22-year-old, but Bayern are now expected to agree a deal for the Frenchman, whose contract includes a release clause believed to be £60 million. Elsewhere, Wales sacked their manager Rob Page after 3.5 years in charge. He led his country to a first World Cup in 64 years and took them into the second round of Euro 2020. However, they failed to qualify for Euro 2024. Live sport tonight in Rugby League. It's Leeds Rhinos 12 and Leeds Leopards 0. That is live for you right now over on Talksport 2. Elsewhere, Wigan Warriors 18, London Broncos 0. In cricket, England's hopes of reaching the T20 World Cup semi-finals are in the balance. They lost the final over thriller against South Africa in St. Lucia. They'll face the United States on Sunday. A win would still put them in with a strong chance of progressing. And Mercedes Lewis Hamilton set the pace in Friday practice at Formula 1 Spanish Grand Prix. Ferrari's Carlos Sainz and McLaren's Lando Norris were both narrowly behind. Okay, as I say, goal is here in Euro 2024 between the Netherlands and France. Let's take a look at the latest odds thanks to William Hill.
In the Zone on Talksport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
And at the moment, I don't have any odds to give you, unfortunately. I'll try and get them as soon as possible. In fact, they are in front of me. Netherlands at 27-10 to win this game. The draw is 5-4. France 9-5. And for Denzel Dumfries, who's made 3 fouls so far, to be shown a card, that is now 5-2. That was a look at the latest odds thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on Talksport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Little bit of news from the Scotland camp today for you. Kieran Tierney will be returning home. He will be assessed by his club Arsenal. If you remember, Kieran Tierney looked like he pulled a hamstring, jarred a knee at one point as well, late in the game against Switzerland. That will be a massive, massive blow for Steve Clarke's side. Chris Olumo, former Scotland striker, very quickly, what do you make of that news, and how does it affect how they might play at the weekend against Hungary?
Yeah, it's a big loss, isn't it? I think defensively, just as a leader as well, what Kieran Tierney brings. I think you look at the formation. Steve Clarke has played 4 at the back, so nothing really changes there. You get an extra player. If you doesn't play 4 at the back, you bring an extra attacking player as well, which should be a positive impact against the Hungarians.
Okay, Chris, by the way, Joe and I will bring you Scotland's crucial final group game live from Stuttgart as they take on Hungary at 8 p.m. on Sunday. Their bid to reach the knockout stage at a major tournament for the first time in their history. Remember, Switzerland against Germany will be at 8 p.m. on Sunday at the same time on Talksport 2. Big day tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Talksport, Georgia against the Czech Republic. 5 o'clock, Turkey take on Portugal. And at 8 p.m, Belgium face Romania as the players re-emerge onto the pitch here in Leipzig. I will leave you for the second half with the former France World Cup and Euros winner Emmanuel Petit, the former Scotland striker Chris Olumo, and TalkSport's very own Joe Shedden.
And Mbappe sits alone on the bench at the moment here. He was out before anybody to take his place on the bench on the far side as we look at it, with Didier Deschamps just sitting to his left. And no changes at half-time for either team. France will get the second half underway in just a moment. The change kit, white shirts with pinstripes is a lovely change kit. Blue shorts and white socks, and France playing from right to left towards where the bulk of the French fans are, and the Dutch all in orange from left to right. We're back underway. Netherlands 0, France 0. Live on TalkSport, and an early touch for William Saliba just seconds into the second half. So unchanged, the two teams. Verbruggen is the Dutch goalkeeper, Dumfries, De Vrij, Van Dijk and Ake. Then Schouten and Reinders, with Frimpong, Simons and Gakpo in behind Depay. And for France, Maignan the goalkeeper, Koundé out on the right of the back four, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez, Conte and Tchouaméni sitting deepest, Rabiot towards the left, Dembele on the right hand side, and Griezmann in support of Marcus Thuram. Lots of spectators still making their way back to their seats here. Dembele far side the right, trying to jink away infield in between two orange shirts, and he wins a throw which Jules Koundé will come across and take. There were chances at both ends in the first half. France missed the best of them. Rabiot should have gone for goal. Instead, unselfish, played it square to Griezmann, who missed his kick. It's a careless ball back into the French half, and Upamecano and Emmanuel Petit, World Cup winner, Euro 2000 winner alongside. France will have to be much more careful, particularly in the final third in this second half, Manu.
Yeah, on both areas, because we need to be more clinical up front and more concentrate sometimes in defense, but we didn't give a lot, to the Dutch players.
Yeah, the Frenchman Anna Scott, part of our commentary team tonight. We're going to work from Chris in a moment. What pace by Dembele, motoring down the right, accelerates away from Ake. In the end, his touch was heavy, and out of play goes for a goal kick. You don't see pace like that very often on a football pitch, Chris Iwelumo.
No, we don't, but we know exactly what Didier Deschamps has been saying to Dembele in the half-time. Every time you get it, be direct, be aggressive with it. That's more like it, isn't it?
He's always a threat, with the ball, because he's so fast. But again, it's the finishing. He must improve. It's been like that, all season for Paris Saint-Germain.
Dembele, 5 goals in his France career. Rabiot infield for France, takes a big deflection, spun off the head of Reinders, and it's job neatly for Tchouaméni to touch it onto Griezmann. The floodlights on here, and there are big red floodlights at the top of each stand on the roofs here. Of course, Leipzig play in red and white, the home team here in the east of Germany when there's club football at this stadium. Rabiot with the pink boots on thinks about going back to the halfway line to Saliba. Instead feeds Tchouaméni sitting in between the two centre halves. Most of the crowd here look like they are Dutch supporters who packed out the city in the build-up and have been really enjoying themselves alongside and with their French counterparts, I should say. All part of the overall enjoyment of tournament football that makes not just nights like this and the matches so special, but the build-up to the games as well. Quite a slow pace early on in the second half here. Netherlands 0, France 0, live on TalkSport. It'll be fascinating to see who's got the key to unlock the door here.
I'm just looking at the Dutch without the ball. Depay very much on his own, and they've got the two banks. the defensive line's a little bit deeper, even when France come into the Dutch half there. So I don't understand that. I thought it worked quite well in the first half. That defensive line needs to step up every opportunity.
Forward by Conte, high towards the left-hand side. Rabiot will try and keep it in by the corner flag. He can't get to it. It'll be a throw on the Dutch right. A wealth of options for both teams among the subs, and of course France have got so many options as well. Should Deschamps think about changes?
Yeah, I'm thinking about Coman, for example, instead of Dembele as a right winger, but Barcola as well on the left wing. But if he does that, I think he will try Mbappe. I think Mbappe is going to come in the second half.
Well, it almost feels inevitable, doesn't it? But you and Chris were raving about Barcola at half-time and just how much potential he's got.
Yeah, fantastic talent. I think it's the age, probably the inexperience, but Deschamps, he's brought him to the tournament. I'd love to see him just have that, give him the freedom. The confidence is there because he's involved with the tournament. So
I know what you mean, but I think Barcola is too young. 6 months ago he was at Lyon. He came during the January, at Paris Saint-Germain, and he has improved so much in space for 6 months. But I think it's the surprise, for the national team here in this Euro. I think it's a little bit too soon.
Free kick to France in their left-back position. Quite a frenetic first half, plenty of chances, and the slightly low-key start to the second half continues here. 5 minutes into the game, with the skies dark overhead. Upamecano in possession for France. Our commentary position just to the right of the halfway line in the lower tier, opposite the Netherlands dugout on the far side. Ronald Koeman sitting down with his arms folded. He, like Didier Deschamps, has won the European Championship as a player before. Upamecano gets in front of Gakpo to send it back to Saliba, who steers it over the halfway line into the feet of Dembele. Wide on the right is Koundé. Koundé on the overlap, he's taken it down well. Low ball in, only half away. Comes to Dembele, edge of the penalty area, opens up left foot. Cleared away by Schouten. And Simons will bring it down for the Dutch.
Well done.
Schouten forward to halfway, the centre circle and Depay. He touches it round the back to Frimpong. Frimpong on the halfway line near side the right. He's going to slow the game down here and pop it back to Dumfries. There was some promise in that build-up play for France, Emmanuel, but still not quite able to test the goalkeeper.
No, because I think the Dutch are well organised defensively, and they are aggressive as well on the ball, so it doesn't make it easy for the French players.
Great way to pass by Frimpong towards Dumfries, who made a late run into the penalty area, but the free kick is given for a foul on Upamecano. The Dutch fans behind the goal in their thousands are furious, but you're pretty sure, Emmanuel Petit, that was a foul.
There is a touch. If you said to me that there was a foul on Dembele, so there is a foul here.
I totally agree, but that shows you the threat of the Dutch there. Frimpong, great hold-up play from Memphis Depay. The little set to Frimpong, the way to pass for Dumfries, who's making that underlap. Upamecano sees the danger, comes across, gets there first, and like you say, there is a slight contact, isn't there? Very similar.
I think the players nowadays are more intelligent than us, back in days.
Smiles all around here. Not sure it's the same in the French dugout at the moment. Remember, either team, if they win tonight, will qualify for the knockout stages, the round of 16, but they need a win to guarantee that. 3-1 winners, Austria against Poland earlier today. So Poland are on the brink of elimination already, because if France avoid defeat, Poland will be out tonight, the first team out. Conte, 25 yards out, he's wriggled away from one challenge, and Conte rifles it high over the top. Not scored a major tournament goal in all of his experience. That's not his role, of course, in the French team, and nowhere near to troubling the young goalkeeper.
Wrong decision. I thought excellent play from Conte. He's getting round, he's driving 25 yards from goal on the angle. I think he's just got to put it out to the right to Dembele. He's done his job, he's got it into the attacking area, but that's the thing, it's that decision making, isn't it? Fantastic player, done ever so well to get there. Wrong decision.
Every game at Euro 2024 live across the Talksport network, including Scotland and England's next game. Scotland-Hungary, must win for the Scots on Sunday, and England in their final group game against Slovenia on Tuesday. Gakpo, corner of the 18-yard box, infield to Reinders, might size up a shot, plays the ball into the feet of Frimpong. He was rattled at his feet, he couldn't control, and Ondes was able to stick out a leg and hook it away to the halfway line. 0-0 the score, 8 minutes into the second half, live on Talksport. Out on the left is Gakpo, number 11 with the orange boots on. Back it goes to Reinders, she's 35 yards out. Wide on that left-hand side is Xavi Simons. Shapes to cut infield, he does so. Reinders little touch square to Depay. Depay, deft ball forward to Ake. suddenly forward on the overlap. One-on-one with his opposite number, Koundé. Neither team able to find a way through in the final third. Both teams relatively well organised off the ball, and it's proving difficult to conjure up really clear-cut opportunities here. Frimpong, infield from the right, the young man who's really made his mark this season. Now Simons racing through the middle, tripped by the retreating Dembele. Clumsy foul, free kick. Is it just about within shooting range?
It's a silly challenge from Dembele,
Yes.
isn't it? You know, Simons just plays it, puts his body in between ball and man there. There doesn't need to be a contact.
No, I think this is a silly mistake. Very close to the goal, so it's a good opportunity for the Dutch. But there were numbers of French players, you know, you could have stopped easily.
Emmanuel Petit, winner of the European Championship in 2000. Had a busy day, was on White and Jordan earlier for over an hour. And White and Jordan...
I wake up very early, you know.
to spar with Simon Jordan, and now you're here with us in the commentary box. Now then, this free kick, it's within shooting range for Depay. How are we looking? Maybe 25-30 yards out, left of centre. He's got a bandage across his forehead, the white bandana of Depay. He's going to size this up, the number 10. 0-0 the score, 10 minutes into the second half. Depay strikes it right-footed into the wall after all that build-up. Maignan doesn't even have to make a save. He didn't even reach the edge of the penalty area. Now Van Dijk has angled the pass wide to Frimpong. There's still plenty forward here for Netherlands. Frimpong has got Hernandez backing off. Couple of step overs. Socks rolled halfway down his shins.
Impossible.
Two surrounding him.
Of course.
And the ball has gone out of play.
It's out.
Had no support. It is a goal kick for France. Yes, there was no way through for Frimpong.
That's excellent defending, isn't it? Rabiot and Hernandez linking up there, just doubling up on Frimpong. I'm surprised he's not just sent it back to Dumfries with his delivery as well. They could just put one in the box from a little bit further out, that middle third.
I mentioned White and Jordan, by the way. You can catch White and Jordan on YouTube, live in Germany, on our YouTube channel throughout the course of Euro 2024, as well as, of course, on the radio. Hooked away by Upamecano for France, high upfield. It's a good spell, this, for the Dutch, although, as I say that, the flag is up on the near side for offside. 0-0 it remains. And we're only 4 minutes away from the hour mark at this point. Our commentary is tomorrow. Georgia against Czechia, Turkey against Portugal. That could be a real cracker at 5 o'clock on Talksport. Then Belgium, who need points, against Romania. Upamecano has the ball for France. Just jogging forward, but at no great pace. Angled ball to the right, and Koundé. Still no sign of any imminent changes for either team. I guess that might start to come into play when we get to the hour mark. It's Euro Game Day live on Talksport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Upamecano over halfway. The Dutch sitting a little deeper in orange. France playing from right to left, and Conte's nudged it wide into the path of Dembele. Three in the middle, Dembele's cross, and Rabiot was there coming into the back post, but he could only turn it high and wide on his right foot.
At least that was a good cross from Dembele. Unfortunate that there were nobody, you know, at the reception.
It's a difficult one for Rabiot to take, especially on his right side as well. He sees it coming in all the way, but he's got a lot of distance to make to try and connect with the ball on the full.
It's quite hard, you know, for the French player to find Marcus Thuram, you know, on the crosses, set pieces, you know. They never get him. He should try, you know, to show which post he wants to go. The first one, the second one, he has to show, you know, to give something.
Yeah, but surely they know the player, they know his strengths, they know what he does.
Up against two big dominant centre-halves in Van Dijk and De Vrij. And Ake, of course, very capable whenever he comes across from that left-back position. Netherlands 0, France 0. Good noise from the French supporters behind the goal now. They may be outnumbered, but not being outsung at the moment. Ake in the left-back spot. Hooks the high, long ball downfield, headed away by Upamecano. Leads a little bit of spark at the moment, the second half, to really bring it to life. There was quite a bit of entertainment in the first period, but that has lessened somewhat Rabiot over halfway, hair in the trademark ponytail. He's rolled the ball up the inside left channel, reverse pass. Thuram can't find a teammate. He's exasperated, Thuram. He's frustrated as the layoff goes nowhere, but Rabiot good tenacity to winning it back.
It's a great reaction from Thuram to go and get that challenge back and win the ball back for Rabiot to get possession.
Frustrated, isn't he, Emmanuel Petit at the moment?
Yes, I can understand that. Come on, N'Golo.
Conte, left wing position, in field. He shapes to play the ball back to the edge of the area. Tchouaméni, 25 yards out. The Dutch have got players back behind the ball.
No.
Lashed at it, slices it miles wide. Must have gone right through the legs of Schouten. It took a touch. It is a France throw. 10 yards from the corner flag. And that was optimistic and speculative to say the least. Koundé takes the throw. Lots of French banners and French flags behind the goal to the left-hand side, equally at the Dutch end to our right as well. France having a decent spell in possession, but can they carve out a chance with it? Little glancing touch, Dembele into the path of Koundé, level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Back to Dembele, who waits for the run of Conte, who can't reach the pass, intercepted by Reinders. Dembele, a couple of quick step-overs. Fleet of foot, but has he got the pass? Square to Conte. Conte does well to keep the French in possession, but had to go back to Upamecano. Now Saliba, still goalless, and we are now just about at the hour mark on Talksport. Subs from both sides warming up along the touchline on that far side of the field.
Yeah, but no Mbappe.
He's
still on the bench.
You're right. Sitting down towards the far side of it. Rabiot takes the possession, edge of the box, onto Thuram. Thuram on the edge of the D, drives forward and shoots! And it's a couple of yards wide of goal. Close, but not quite close enough yet.
Not far, but at least he had a shot, you know. He won't be more frustrated after that.
It's better though, you know, you're looking at the Dutch, you know, the French, they're not really moving the ball with any pace. It's quite comfortable for the Dutch to defend against and be compact. Then Rabiot, he drives into the space, he commits defenders, he moves people around, he creates that space for Thuram. Yeah, he still has a bit to do, just manipulates the ball to his right. He should hit the target. Hits the target, it's causing a few problems in it for Bruggen.
This cute header by Hernandez, and then Tchouaméni slides in on Xavi Simons. Referee Anthony Taylor stares at the incident, thinks he's got the ball, and then Simons penalised for obstruction. Free kick to France. Right, what do we make of all of that then?
So the foul is for France. Am I correct?
Yep. Tchouaméni sliding in.
Well, okay.
Simons goes down. Has he given that for obstruction? What's he? There's two of you here. What's he giving it for?
Well, he's got it wrong. it should be a free kick to Tchouaméni.
It's the opposite.
Tchouaméni's went up with 2 feet in the air, and it's a genuine attempt from the ball because Simons comes in from the blind side. But he basically scissor kicks. He catches him between his thighs and comes down.
For me, it should have been a free kick for the Dutch.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Well, France get the free kick instead. Anthony Taylor, he was crouched down and he was staring at it. And yet France get the free kick. If France score, you'll probably know without me telling you, because Manu is kicking every ball at the moment here.
No, I'm getting nervous all the time. I'm so passionate about the national team, of football in general, but...
Absolutely. And rightly so. World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit scored in a World Cup final. Part of the Euro 2000 winning squad. Dembele's won a corner and he's just getting the French fans to jump into the air. He wants a little bit more from them. It's a corner to France in what has been a very tight second half so far. Saliba's forward here. Thuram. Upamecano.
I don't get it.
Corner whipped in by Dembele. Oh, just over the head of Griezmann, headed away by Van Dijk. Koundé's worked it back out wide to Dembele again. Time to deliver. Tchouaméni header over the top. Closest we've come to a goal in the second half.
At least we've seen 2 very good crosses from Dembele. And at the end, it's an occasion to score for France.
It's not a bad header from Tchouaméni at all. You know, I think he was hanging up for a long time. Had to get his head round the ball and steer it towards goal. All the pace was on the cross itself. I think if he hits the target, I think it's a difficult one for Bruggen there.
Yeah, just wondering if Giroud was on the pitch, maybe this ball, you know.
He may yet come into the game, Olivier Giroud. Mbappe looks unlikely to do so. He's not actually wearing a substitute's bib.
Well done.
Rabiot has won it back midway inside his own half of the field. Maybe the game is going to start to open up a bit now. France with the best attack and best chance of the second half so far. A draw would keep them level on 4 points apiece. They'd be in the top two, Netherlands and France, but they wouldn't confirm their place in the knockouts. A win is what they have to get, either team, to do that, to get through to the round of 16 and join Spain and Germany, who are the two who have already got there. Worth noting as well as it stands, because France aren't behind, Poland are heading out. They'll be the first team out of Euro 2024. 64 minutes gone. Menendez near side the left, just chops it back square to Rabiot, about 10 yards from the corner of the penalty area. A couple of 1-2s between him and Griezmann. Now Saliba halfway, and Chouameni says, I'll take it off your toes, and play the ball square to Upamecano. The Dutch fans trying to rouse their team. Maybe a little bit of nervousness in the Dutch ranks now, because France are having a good spell in the game. Saliba's got it on the halfway line, out towards the right, and Chouameni, who stops short of moving forward, goes back to Upamecano. Euro Game Day Live on Talksport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Wide on the left is Rabiot. Rabiot infield to Conte, number 13. Quick ball to the feet of Thuram. Thuram holds it up, works the ball into the path of Menendez, and Conte still out on the left. France playing from right to left as we look at it in the second half. Ronald Koeman watches on, the Dutch boss, with his arms folded. Who's going to break through this stalemate here? Lovely footwork by Dembele to Chouameni. Through by Thuram. Dembele could be in. Cleared away. Touch forward. Griezmann in the area. Saved by Verbrugge. And it's gone wide for a corner. French football, an absolute delight. But they couldn't again get that final touch to turn it home. Corner.
I just can't believe it. How we missed that again. I thought that N'Golo will try his chance. He gave the ball, he was very not selfish on this occasion, but Griezmann, again, you should have scored.
It's an excellent ball from Kante to Griezmann there. He has to put it in the back of the net. Take it first time. He's tried to take a touch. He's 4 yards from goal.
He lost balance, I don't know why, because he was not under pressure.
Here comes the corner, over the head of Rabiot, headed away by Schouten. What a good save by the young goalkeeper Verbrugge again. Very good against Poland in the first game as well. 0-0, Netherlands against France, 20 minutes into the second half. Chouameni from range, drives it in low, double deflection, Netherlands get to it. Frimpong trying to scamper forward, tackled back by Dembele. France are having the better of it now. Can they get themselves in front in the game? Urged on. Sometimes I can barely hear myself above the crowd here. Brilliant atmosphere. France looked as though they'd done everything right. What a ball it was by Conte to pick out Griezmann, who couldn't finish. Rabiot, 30 yards out, Griezmann's touch. Conte, edge of the penalty area, through the legs of Nathan Ake, wide to Dembele, great ball in. Oh no, too close to the goalkeeper, in fact, gathered by Verbrugge.
No, I don't mind that. I don't mind the ball from Dembele there. He tries to put it between the last defender and goalkeeper. I'm expecting someone to try and get across the face, just a little touch. All the paces on the cross, mate, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's what I said about Marcus Thuram before, but he's not the only one, But Griezmann, again, a player like him, when the balls come like this, just easy, no under pressure, you should have scored.
Still it won't go in. Is it going to be one of those strange nights? It's somehow still goalless, and Ronald Koeman, is he not happy with something, Chris, on the far side?
Back in my memories, I can't remember the last time we had so many great occasion, and we didn't score. We used to do that often, but in this game, we missed almost everything.
Well, Griezmann would normally take the 2 chances he's missed. Here he is on the ball, the number 7, the captain, wriggling forward up to the edge of the area. Wide is Dembele, who's suddenly having a good influence on the game. Dembele onto his left foot, teases back onto his right. Ake stumbling, Dembele goes for goal. Rising left-footed drive over the top. France trying to edge closer and closer, stays 0-0.
Well, it's much better from Dembele this second half. He's making things happen, he's dictating it, he's getting Ake there. I've got to say, once he got away from him the first time,
he's more dangerous.
That's when the shot has to come. When he goes back to Ake and he allows him to come, he manipulates it and gets the shot away, but it's harder then.
Because in the first half, he was always thinking about crossing the ball. Now he tried to get his chance all the time.
Didier Deschamps raging in his seat on the far side, not happy. As The Dutch are readying maybe a triple change on the far side of the field. They're still getting instructions, so we'll bring you more detail on that triple change as and when it happens. You're listening to Talksport live at Euro 2024. French fans, we're live in the stadium. They're bouncing up and down in Leipzig, but it's the Dutch on the attack. A rare attack in the second half. Gakpo down the left, steams past Koundé, and the cross is cleared away. Now it'll drop to Frimpong on the edge of the penalty area. Teases it square to Reinders, edge of the D, wide to Gakpo, Depay still forward, Gakpo, Depay, back to goal, good save, rebounding, Simons, Xavi Simons, with a wonderful strike, and the deadlock is broken in Leipzig. Dutch delights, a sea of orange behind the goal. The referee's come across to the near side of the field for a word with his assistant, but as far as the Dutch concerned, it's in. But now the flag is up. So is it 1-0 after all? I think the referee, Anthony Taylor, has disallowed it. Flag is up, and Simons can't believe it. He was under a pile of his teammates celebrating the goal. The Dutch think they lead 1-0, but Anthony Taylor seems to have ruled it out.
There has to be a player standing near the goalkeeper. Does he impede the goalkeeper's decision? I think that's harsh. I think it's a harsh one, Emmanuel, I'll be honest. You know, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking Gakpo comes in, he bounces it off of Depay. Depay turns and gets his shot away. I'm looking at that there. It's subjective, isn't it?
We are lucky.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I think
it's based on appreciation, you know.
Yes.
Well, there's a VAR check taking place, checking offside leading in the build-up to the goal. Anthony Taylor consulted with his assistant in the immediate aftermath, went to disallow it. VAR is checking it. Simons was the man who drove it in, and Dumfries is standing very close to Maignan, but is it enough to be impeding the French goalkeeper?
Well, Maignan didn't dive for the ball.
No, he didn't.
He didn't move. So
he was beaten by the strike. But Anthony Taylor is in conversation with the VAR. You can see him just telling the players to step back. He's still talking to the video assistant referee, who is Stuart Atwell, another name we know well from the Premier League. And VAR checking.
I mean, he was not in front of him. He was not blocking his movement, so he could see what's going on.
Yeah, but Manu, if I'm standing here and you're the goalkeeper, because I'm in your sight, your vision, that can affect your judgment,
and that's on this one.
But it's subjective. This is why it's offside. So it's down to what the referee decides. But I think if VAR looks at it and Maignan doesn't make the movement, I think this goal could actually count.
And on top of it, Maignan didn't move at all. So
Anthony Taylor's called over the two captains, Griezmann and Van Dijk. Well, this must be one of the longest VAR checks of the tournament so far. The Dutch fans behind the goal doing all they can to roar and get behind their team. Anthony Taylor, hand to his ear. Is it going to be given as a goal?
Why is he taking so long?
I think it's down to the look at Maignan. How does he affect him?
No.
If he doesn't move for the...
I don't think.
Check over.
He was on the left-hand side. He was not in front of him.
We're being told the check is complete. What's the decision of Anthony Taylor? It is a free kick to France.
I'm happy for my team, but I think it's not fair.
Bad decision?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
France escape. No goal for Xavi Simons.
You know, with all these rules, it's always about interpretation all the time. So you never know who's right, who's wrong.
Oh, and he's coming off now, Simons. And it's going to be Jorginho Wijnaldum to come onto the field. Well, it appeared the decision initially was taken by the officials before VAR got involved, certainly that. It's a triple change for the Dutch meanwhile. Simons going off, so too Schouten, and so too Frimpong, it looks like. So it's still 0-0 live on Talksport. And here are the changes. Jorginho Wijnaldum, such an experienced player. Joey Veerman are two of the Dutch players to take to the field. And there's a third change as well for the Dutch, which we'll confirm for you in just a moment. Certainly Wijnaldum and Veerman have both come into the game. And it's the number 2, Hertrauder, also onto the pitch for the Dutch, who played it through the middle towards Memphis Depay. Maignan off his line to sweep the ball clear. It was a brilliant save by Maignan in the build-up to that disallowed goal as well. And it's still 0-0 Emmanuel Petit, but it's tough on the Dutch, and Ronald Koeman won't be happy about it.
Yeah, but if he's fair enough, I think Koeman, he will tell you as well that they are lucky not to concede a goal yet.
Well, Chris, what have you made of the changes here? Is it a slightly more defensive-looking outlook for the Dutch at this point?
Yeah, it is, exactly. I think they're bringing on obviously fresh legs, having to go long periods in the second half without the ball, but they're bringing on good technical players, I think, to try and to get some sort of foothold, because they have to be better when they regain possession in that transition. They've brought on good technical players. Veerman coming in, he'll sit and protect. Ronaldo, can he go and affect it, but he'll sit as well.
Double change on the way for France as Virgil van Dijk hooks the ball clear high up towards the halfway line. So Schouten, Frimpong and Simons, who thought he'd scored the opener, have all gone off. Wijnaldum, Hertrauder and Veerman on for the Dutch. The ball is with the feet of Tchouaméni. 10 yards into opposition territory, tries to thread a reverse ball up the inside left channel. It won't reach Griezmann. 0-0, just over 15 minutes left, and maybe this is the right moment for France to make their subs. Dembele going off first, races off, and so too Thuram. And it is Olivier Giroud, France's all-time top scorer, retiring at the end of the tournament from international football, who comes on, and Kingsley Coman likewise as well. Big cheer for Giroud. Emmanuel Petit.
He's a big favourite, from the French fans, because we have a big admiration about the players, his commitment, He's so professional, this guy. He's so humble. He never talks. Always try to play, give his best on the pitch. I'm happy that Coman has the time to play opportunity, to show his qualities, because I think Dembele is a better dribbler, but I think Coman is much better technically,
Well, there's certainly experience, extra added experience in this French 11 now. The bearded Giroud, the number 9, obviously has gone straight down the middle. So we thought we had Dutch delight in Leipzig. Not the case, not yet so far. A goal free the team probably would be enough to win the game and then send them through to the round of 16. De Vrij for Netherlands. He's midway inside his own half of the field. Chris Iwelumo, who do you think is more likely to break the deadlock at this point, if anybody?
Well, you're looking at Giroud coming on. I think the quality of the crosses have improved for France in the second half. All he needs is one good ball put in. He's so aggressive, times it well, knows exactly where the goal is. Massive threat, and he can play with his feet as well. He links up very, very well, Giroud. Big fan.
And the partnership, with Griezmann, between Griezmann usually works well.
4 European Championships that he's now played in, Giroud, 37 years of age. The Dutch have the ball and they're at walking pace. More live commentary tomorrow on Talksport, back to back, including Turkey against Portugal, Belgium against Romania, Scotland against Hungary live on Sunday in Stuttgart. Scotland really need a win. And England's final group game against Slovenia in Cologne on Tuesday live with us. Clearance by Koundé, poor clearance, straight to Gini Wijnaldum, the number 8, checks infield, and he's tripped by the retreating Tchouaméni, I think it was, who got the last touch. Free kick to Netherlands dead centre.
That's excellent. I think second ball, Wijnaldum, he's onto it in a flash. I thought he was going to go out to Memphis Depay, but like you say, N'Golo Kante, every time he's there, isn't he? He sees the danger, and yes, okay, it's not a bad free kick to give away when you've got players that have been caught in advanced areas.
Very long way out this. Too far for a shot, surely. Is it?
I think he's going to try it.
Depay?
He's got the power to do that.
Well, he's that kind of player, isn't he? Full of self-confidence.
He's so powerful, so I think he's going to try it.
25 metres out. Touch left of centre. Got that sort of white bandana on. Bandage. Depay.
Maybe he's going to cross.
There are plenty forward for the Dutch.
Shot.
Depay is dinked it in towards the right. Virgil van Dijk at the back post. Good header away by Hernandez. Corner. 0-0.
Yeah, it needed the contact, doesn't it? You know, I think it's we're all sitting here anticipating the shot. It's an excellent little dink. Van Dijk getting round the back. I've got to say, Hernandez had to make the contact. Had to. Good defensive header.
Before we take the corner, they are going to make a substitution. Here comes Big Fout. Striking fear into the French ranks of Emmanuel Petit.
I don't like him.
3 of his 4 major tournament goals have come off the bench. 6'6", straight into the middle. The man who scored the winner with his first touch is on for Memphis Depay. Can he get on his head on the end of this? Veerman delivers from the right, headed by Van Dijk. Weghorst back post, cleared by Upamecano. Flag is up. 3 of his 4 major tournament goals off the bench, and Ronald Koeman said everybody knows their roles. Some will start, some will come on, and number 9 knows what he has to do. A big number 9, Chris Iwelumo.
Joe, he's unplayable. You know, I think if the delivery's right, he just attacks the ball, and even there the ball's trying to find him. He's in an offside position, but
he's so tall.
That's from the second phase.
It's so good in the air, you know, the timing, you know, and he's still when he jump in the air, it's like, you know, it's like Cristiano Ronaldo, you know. It takes 2 seconds, you know, in the air.
Yeah.
Just over 10 minutes to go. He scored the winner in the 83rd minute against Poland, 2 minutes after taking to the field. Poland beaten by Austria earlier today, and a great win for Ukraine coming from behind to beat Slovakia in Group E of Euro 2024. We had both those games live for you. Here is Tchouaméni, midway inside his own half. The square ball to Saliba. Saliba now out to the near side, and Rabiot. It really could go either way. Griezmann's touch, back to goal, forward to Conte, long busting run. He's eluded Veerman, tripped by Veerman, no. Anthony Taylor says no. Cleared away by the Dutch upfield to Weghorst. Wijnaldum on towards Dumfries, overhit. Rabiot will get back, and France have it back. Griezmann over the halfway line. Hernandez making the run down the left in front of him. It's gone in field to Conte with the red boots on. Even Conte can't get past 3 in orange. Weghorst, one of them, tracking back with great energy already. Veerman to the left, and Ake. There's a slightly reinvigorated nature about the Dutch, maybe. Disappointment of seeing the goal disallowed. They made the 3 changes. In fact, it's 4 now. And suddenly there's a slightly different feel about them, but they look just as threatening. They've got a number 9, a focal point to aim at. And that's the Dutch support again getting involved. Oh, given away by Ake. Griezmann on the halfway line. They were 3-on-3 for a moment there, France. He's knocked it wide to Koundé. Kingsley Coman is there. Far side the right touchline. Infield he runs. Darting infield is Coman. Has to go back now to Tchouaméni. And Koundé. Tchouaméni with 9 minutes to go. Hangs up the cross. Giroud. Far post. Couldn't quite bring it down.
Be careful, because he was holding, you know, the shirt of Giroud, you know, the back of the shirt of Giroud. It was a good cross. Unfortunately for him, a little bit too far.
Trauder was the defender back. And he just looked like he lost his bearings, didn't he, for a second there?
Well, that's the movement of Giroud as well there, isn't it? Trauder just took his eye off him. But like you say, it's so important. Emmanuel's correct, you know, you cannot pull the shot there. Eyes everywhere. But the honesty of Giroud to stay on his feet as well. If you feel that, you want the player to fall, because if there is contact.
Yeah. Deafening noise. This is what Euro 2024 is all about. All 4 sides of the stadium. Whether you're Netherlands, whether you're France, or a neutral. It's been a fantastic night in terms of atmosphere. Still 0-0, but is there time for a late winner? In terms of the Dutch goal that was disallowed, by the way, 3 minutes from the goal going in to the eventual decision being made. What happened initially was the flag went up and the goal had been ruled out. VAR then checked it to make doubly sure, and the decision was stuck with the goal ruled out, I think, because Dumfries was in front of Maignan. Here is Trauder, number 2 for the Netherlands. Rolls the ball wide to the left, and Ake, little touch by Gakpo trying to bend it around. Koundé couldn't do so. Weghorst, neat layoff. Here's an opportunity for Reinders. Gives it away to Hernandez. Touch on to Rabiot. Rabiot over halfway. Well, they would remain unbeaten both teams if it stays like this. Poland will be heading out of Euro 2024 as it stands. They've suffered 2 defeats from 2 in this group, the Poles. Beaten by Austria in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin earlier today. Upamecano over the halfway line to Koundé. Koundé holds the play up and just nudges the ball square in infield to Coman. With the bright shiny boots on, now Conte square to Tchouaméni. Got Hernandez, France trying to stretch the play and open up in terms of width. Back it goes to Tchouaméni, Giroud and Koundé with late runs. Koundé wanted the ball quickly, it wasn't forthcoming. Now out on the inside right channel is Rabiot, who's drifted to that far side. The Dutch with everybody in orange back behind the ball. Ronald Koeman standing on the edge of his technical area, a lone figure. Coman out on the right. Again, tries to maraud infield, but at no great pace, this French attack. It's slow. Tchouaméni. Now Hernandez. He's about 6 yards from the corner of the penalty area. Back infield. It feels a long way from goal.
Yeah, they need
French
to move the ball quicker, don't they, Joe? You know, you're saying it now. With no pace at all, it's quite comfortable for the Dutch. You know, they're shuffling across. There's no pressure. They're just sitting off them. They need to be a little bit more direct, a little bit more pace on the pass from France.
A couple of step overs come on. Corner of the penalty area. It might take just one great ball in. With the Upamecano square to Tchouaméni. Just not opening them up, Emmanuel Petit.
Oh, I think they're waiting for the French mistakes, you know, to get back in transition. There's no pressure, you know, on the players. They're just waiting then to lose the ball.
At the end, Gakpo made a half tackle at the expense of a France throw. Didier Deschamps out of his seat on the far side of the field, just pointing and gesticulating. Now the ball's on the opposite side of play. 5 minutes to go on Talksport. Netherlands 0, France 0. Still the deadlock not yet broken. 5 minutes plus added time, it's worth saying, here in East Germany. Upamecano through the middle, little touch by Griezmann. Van Dijk at his heels, wins it back, cleared upfield by Veerman. Intelligent pass high up the right. Dumfries is after it. Here came William Saliba to nod it away. Saliba much more assured tonight, Emmanuel, is that fair?
Yes, I think he's improving even more from the first game. I think he's going to establish himself, you know, in the central defender, yeah. Konate has some worries, you know, to get, yeah.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? Upamecano and Saliba. France heading for back-to-back clean sheets to start the tournament, but only one goal scored. And Mbappe has been sitting on the bench. He hasn't been warming up on the bench in name only. So, for the first time, Kylian Mbappe, after 19 straight appearances in major tournaments for France, he'll miss out tonight. Forward by Conte, Giroud back to goal, knocks it down. Griezmann couldn't get there, cleared away by Veerman. What an intelligent header that was.
You see this combination? Giroud with Griezmann, he was straight looking for Griezmann.
Nearly telepathic understanding. Hernandez is away down the left-hand side. Referee plays the advantage. The cross to the back post. Griezmann brings it down edge of the penalty area. Flicks it wide to the right. Koundé, ball in towards Giroud. Steered away by Van Dijk. Up into the air. Dark skies up ahead now. One back by Conte, but there was a foul by Tchouaméni on Gini Wijnaldum. Free kick, 0-0. We're in the 87th minute now. And out on this near side of the field, there might be a problem for Rabiot, who's gone to ground.
Don't forget that Rabiot, before he starts, you know, the first game, he didn't play for at least 5 weeks. So he was missing, you know, rhythm and physically, you know. That's why he came off, you know, in the second half. He looked a little bit tired. He received a kick, but I think Deschamps has to be careful because if France wants to go until the end, they will need Rabiot on the pitch. So he needs to be careful with him.
That's a strong challenge as well, coming together. I don't think it's knee on knee, but just above, you know, strong knee from Gertruda. It was to the right thigh of Rabiot there.
Rabiot still being treated. Arsene Wenger is among those here tonight. Emmanuel's
Mr. Dean.
David Dean is next to him.
Yes.
They were so instrumental to all the great years you had at Arsenal, of course.
But this is not FIFA, it's UEFA.
Yes.
So what is he doing here?
Well, he's enjoying it, I'm sure. Fabio Capello among the spectators. And we mentioned Manu's old teammate Lilian Thuram is here,
yes,
as well. It's like a
Christophe Dugarry, Lionel Charbonnier, Marcel Desailly. I think Big Santelizazio as well is here.
half the team from 98.
Didier Deschamps, yeah, almost half the team, yeah.
Well, Didier Deschamps, I think, is finding it rather more stressful.
Zizou is missing.
Yes. Well, there's lots of fans with Zidane on the back of their shirts. Rabiot's on his feet. The game is back underway. 2 minutes of normal time to go. Really enjoyed the game, even if both teams haven't quite been at their attacking best. That's been obvious. It's France 0, Netherlands 0. Rabiot racing away to the left-hand side. He's clearing the area. Rabiot across. Nobody there in white to turn it home. Coman was closest. Kept in play by Griezmann. Down on the right-hand side. He pulled it back. Koundé goes down. No free kick given. French fans appeal. Dutch get a throw. 90 seconds.
Why did he stop his run? You know, he tried to control his run. He was go until the end, just like, you know, the first half. Finish the action.
I still need more from Coman. I think Rabiot is there. We know how quick Coman is across the grass. He's got to make his mind up. You know, I understand what you're saying. Rabiot's first touch could be towards goal and try and nullify.
He was not under
run.
pressure, you know. Yeah. He was into the penalty area. The goal was in front of you. On his left foot again. Try your chance.
Mbappe's out of the dugout watching now. Not happy with something, I think. Not happy with the decision to give the Dutch a throw. In the end, France have got a throw now. Midway inside opposition territory into the last 40 seconds of normal time. Netherlands 0, France 0. So neither team will confirm their place in the knockouts just yet tonight. It'll go to the final group game. And for France, that's against Poland. For the Dutch, that's against Austria. The Marseillaise rings out to the left-hand side. Kingsley Coman for France, deep inside Dutch territory, but credit to Netherlands. Really good organisation behind the ball, everybody behind the ball.
Yeah, I agree. Very good organisation.
Chouameni left of centre. How much added time are we going to have here then? 5 added minutes. 5 for a winner, perhaps. Or will it be the first goalless draw of the tournament? Fortunately, there probably has to be one at some point. The ball is with Chouameni. Out to the left and Rabiot. Who knows? Maybe we'll see these two meet again at some point in the tournament. Upamecano. Great ball out to the right-hand side. Beat the defender to find Coman. Tucks it infield. Koundé edge of the area. Back to Angola. Conte shoots. Big deflection. Goes behind. Corner to France.
I've got to say it's an excellent defensive challenge there. Fantastic. Great play. Coman finds Koundé, finds Kante. Tries to take one touch and get the shot away. It's an excellent defensive block.
Griezmann standing over it. Upamecano. Rabiot, Giroud in the middle, Saliba and Chouameni there as well. In towards the 6-yard box, punched up into the air by the goalkeeper Verbruggen. Drops down on the edge of the penalty area, takes a bounce. Koundé, hesitant. Wijnaldum away. Veerman tackled. It's come back to Chouameni. Out to the right and Griezmann. Corner of the penalty area. Into stoppage time on Talksport 0-0. Cross into the box towards Giroud. Headed away by Stefan de Vrij. Chouameni can't bring it down on the right. Back with him is Dumfries. Is that a foul on Dumfries? Anthony Taylor, let's play continue. Throw to France. We're nearly 90 seconds through. The 5 added. Great finish to this game. Really exciting for the French fans. Very nervy for the Dutch supporters. Rabiot has rolled the ball left to Hernandez. Corner of the penalty area. Whips in the high cross. Got header away by Nathan Ake. They're so tough in the air, the Dutch. That back 4 to beat with crosses, and now Netherlands win a throw. Chris Uwedema.
Yeah, Gakpo's done ever so well there. Just put the pressure on Koundé, forced the error. And to be fair, respite that's really needed for the Dutch side at the minute, because it's just basically attack v defence. They've been very, very organised, hard to break down, but in that transition I've not seen any attacking threat from them for the last 5-10 minutes easily.
2 of the 5 added minutes have been played. Mbappe is now standing up, hands on hips, at the front of the France dugout, kicking every ball, so frustrated that he couldn't be onto the field. And you have to think, if Mbappe had been on the field at certain moments in the match, France may well have got themselves the goal they've needed, albeit the Dutch had one we thought controversially ruled out. It's gone back to De Vrij. Halfway through, 5 added at the end of the game. Didier Deschamps Your old teammate does look frustrated, doesn't he, Manu, on the far
He's
side?
frustrated, yeah. And you said that with Mbappe, maybe we should have won that game, but I think with the occasion we had, with or without Mbappe, we should have won that game.
Well, they may still, or maybe Netherlands can steal all 3 points at the end. Less than just over 90 seconds to go. Wide on the right is Dumfries. High cross to the back post. Koundé flicks it away. It's going to roll right along the dead ball line. Out of play for a throw by the corner flag. Clever clearing header flicked away by Jules Koundé. Ake's going to go across to take it. Weghorst is in the middle. Not had a sight of goal yet, Chris.
So important now that the France stop any opportunity for the ball to come in the box.
Header away by Koundé. It's brought down by Coman back inside his own defensive third. Drives the ball clear only as far as Van Dijk. Touch forward by Veerman. Oh, and he couldn't find Gakpo with the ball up the inside left channel. It's a goal kick, and one or two supporters starting to head for the exits. But it's been captivating and engaging to watch, even if it does finish 0-0. Chouameni.
It's a good 0-0.
Yeah. Not bad at all. Poland are about to be eliminated from Euro 2024. That was the case before the game. If France avoided defeat, means that Poland couldn't even finish third, because remember, a head-to-head comes into play at Euro 2024 in terms of separating teams if they finish potentially level on points. Here's Chouameni for France. Pokes it on to Griezmann. Out wide is Hernandez. There's less than 30 seconds left now. 0-0 to score. Chouameni dinks it up the left-hand side. Too long, surely. Henschauder should see that behind. It has gone behind. It's a goal kick, and that may just about be that. 95 utterly absorbing minutes have been played. One last chance for both sets of fans to bring the noise, as they've done in the build-up and throughout the course of the game. Cleared by Verbruggen, and that is the full-time whistle. And we have our first goalless draw of Euro 2024, but a thoroughly absorbing 95 minutes here in East Germany. It finishes Netherlands 0, France 0, so both teams miss out on the chance to secure qualification to the knockout stages of the tournament. In doing so, Poland are the first side eliminated. Poland are out of Euro 2024. Their defeat to Austria earlier, coupled with France avoiding defeat, means they are heading home. But it was a fascinating game, chances at both ends. Ultimately, Netherlands came closest. They thought they'd taken the lead through Xavi Simons, but the goal ruled out for offside. That confirmed after a VAR check. It looked like Dumfries, standing closest to the goalkeeper, interfering with play, was the reason for the decision. Both goalkeepers made good saves. France, in the absence of Kylian Mbappe, still created chances. Antoine Griezmann and Aurélien Chouameni guilty of missing two of the best of those. And it finishes here in Leipzig, live on Talksport, with both sides level on 4 points at the top of the group. Netherlands 0, France 0.